Go.
Woo!
And welcome back to Roll for Story, another episode deeper into the Sevenfold Maze arc. We finally have Kesh'an back. Woo! So it's finally
Glad to
time.
be back.
Well, last session, as a recap, you guys got into a bit of a scrap with the Great Khan. You'd finished the performances. Everyone was giving you round of applauses, and Andi had won. But as she was greeting the other contestants and they were congratulating her, someone seemed to be very forward in trying to find out who they were or perhaps meet up at the after party. And they were the shrouded siren, who everyone sort of had their suspicions on. But then suddenly the Zorn came over, pushed them aside, and told them to get away from their daughter. And it's at that point everyone realized just who the Zorn was. And there was a sound of jostling and unzipping as the Zorn costume was pulled back, and Raheem, Andy's father, was revealed. He's quite a charismatic father, it seems, but he definitely had a touching reunion with his daughter, and you asked a few questions about what happened, how he got down here, but there was not much time for talk because it seemed as though a trap was being laid. Karius had finished creating a magical circle underneath the platform which everyone was performing, and specifically directly underneath the Great Khan. And as he was sat up on his cushions, he announced the winner to come forth and the master of said winner, which was the Tao, Haran the Gracious. And he asked him what his wish was, and Haran wished for his death. And it's at this point he launched the attack. The rune lit up of that magic circle, trapping the Great Khan within it. He couldn't escape. He couldn't do anything to teleport away. And the actual runes themselves were like flipped up because it was on granite. So he flipped the rock up, and it made the magic circle sort of inverted. The party sprung to action and helped Haran as best they could, bringing the Great Khan low enough that Haran the Gracious activated a pair of skull rings on either hand, and this black and gold light swirled around and activated a 9th level spell, Power Word Kill, to finally finish off the Great Khan and effectively avenge his wife, who although you suspect, you don't know the full story, but you suspect that the Great Khan is the one responsible for a tragic accident that happened much further down, perhaps in like the 6th or so region of the Sevenfold Maze. And he's been plotting this revenge for years. And as a final thanks to you guys, he passed on a keystone to Karius that would allow him transport through the the second region of the Sevenfold Maze. And with that, you guys escaped, met back up. You still have Yuckmug and Raheem with you, but Raheem is being trailed, it seems. There's 2 individuals chasing you, possibly more now if he's gathered resources. But I don't think you know his name yet, so I'm just going to keep it as Raheem's slave master, effectively. And an incredibly muscular Minotaur who Kesh'an would definitely recognize from the from the auction. It seems this is the same Tao who bought the Minotaur. He's chasing you, and he's after Raheem. So you've got that to contend with. But you've made your way through the crowds. Are you going anywhere in particular right now, or are you just sort of getting deeper into the market? Like, what's your plan at the moment, guys? Sorry, I'm still bunged up, by the way. Hey, Fury's kicking my ass.
It's okay. Are we doing evasion?
I
Hide.
still think we need to talk to Shakef because he knows secrets about the other layers from the sounds of it.
There is certainly that.
They wouldn't expect us to go to Shakef's.
But if we go to Shakef and we take Yuckmuck with us, isn't he going to want us to hand Yuckmuck over?
Not necessarily. Depending on what we say to him, he may allow us. He may even want to come with us.
What was the agreement with Young Monk?
That we got to borrow him basically for the performance in exchange for him borrowing Eirina for a little bit.
What do we need Young Monk for?
Well, that was for you because, you know, he's the other
You
member.
said you'd return him to his tribe.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. It's coming back. It's coming back now.
And
Broken
these,
Broken
yeah.
promises!
Sorry.
yeah, and he's
Yeah.
all.
I haven't
all
been able to
puzzle
watch.
player.
I'm sorry. Cool.
And
Yep,
we
yep,
do
we're
know
good.
that Shakef
Yes.
is also someone who has studied the way of the frozen flame.
I don't know why I thought Young Monk was the thing we're
This is
sending
Young
off.
Monk.
No, that's butt.
This little pants.
Yeah. Another thing, actually, Kesh'an, worth mentioning is that Karius suggested that, and this was probably him saying essentially like, you're probably not going to go for this, but it might be worth considering, as he seems someone who genuinely wants to follow the path of the frozen flame, and he's obviously done that maybe the scrolls that you have already mastered you could pass on in exchange for stuff to help you through this stage. But that was just a Karius understanding, like, it's your choice, they're your scrolls sort of thing. But
Yeah.
he just
I
wanted
think-
us to consider all our options, basically.
I think Kesh'an probably would have gone down the lines of this is going to be my path. My recommendation to Yakmo would be to go to the start and start his own pilgrimage.
No, this is to Shakef. Shakef wants to do the Frozen Flame stuff.
As well.
Oh, he can do one.
Well, we don't know that because Shakef mentioned interest in it, and then I turned around and said, well, no, because that's for Kesh'an I need to discuss. It's not down to me to tell you things.
Yeah.
So no one knows anything except for the fact that Kesh'an and Shakef need to talk.
Yeah,
and have arranged it.
because you weren't here, a lot of us had to keep going, well, you'll have to speak to Kesh'an, and then
yeah,
Gotcha.
pushed it off.
yeah. We tried.
We did
But yeah,
try.
even I don't actually know what it is Shakef is after in terms of the frozen flame and stuff like that. He's an admirer of it, as far as I'm aware. But I've left it to Kesh'an to reveal or not reveal what he wants to.
But Shakef's would be a safe space, apart from the fact of being located by Raheem's master.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
the biggest issue we have right now is
So,
dealing with that.
Wherever
That's
we
what I
go-
mean. So if we go and lie low somewhere where we don't mind,
Well, the main problem
not lying
is
low.
we're being tracked due to Raheem's manacles.
yeah, so there's no lying low. We're being located as if
The minute
lo-
we stop,
yeah,
the minute
object
they
spell
catch
is on.
up.
Yeah,
so we need to find a dispel.
Yeah.
which potentially Shakef could do. Or
the other
Yeah, but by that point, he'd know we were heading towards Shakef.
Yeah.
We have to have like an immediate solution
Or-
here.
but
as Elias has mentioned, we could cut off his feet, remove the manacles, and then regenerate them back on.
Do you
How
know
long
what
does
that actually
regenerate
sounds
take?
like a good idea?
Well, if you touch the limbs back to each other and then cast regenerate, it's instant.
Are you 100% sure about that? Because looking at the grin on Chris's face.
Well, that's what the spell says.
Have you ever actually reattached a limb before? I am curious.
I reattached all of Llewellyn's skin.
Yeah, but that's skin. That's not a limb. That's not like an entire. Do you know what? Well,
Limbs and organ.
If you honestly want to test it, I
I think we're
I
missing
would-
one big.
would
factor
happily
here.
cut off one of my own limbs to show you that it works.
That's just a waste.
However,
Do it.
if I do this, I
Do
won't
it.
be able to cast the spell again till tomorrow.
Okay, no, I think we're missing one big thing here.
That's a-
Raheem, do you mind us cutting your feet off?
No, yes, of course I do. It's an extreme. But surely there is another way.
If you have a suggestion, make it now.
Also,
That
I do not know if these manacles will even track me. You just asked me. Hold on. Let's set the scene here. A second ago, you said, "Did my master give me any manacles or shiny things?" And I said, "Yes, my manacles." The next second, you guys are talking about chopping my feet off.
Okay, but the thing is that when we were taken in as slaves, we were also given like wrist restraints, and they've got like trackers so that they can find you if you run away.
and also record what
Otherwise-
you're saying.
Ah. Well, that would explain why I got caught several times.
Yes. Well, there you go.
The other,
I thought I was just bad at hiding.
it,
Well, okay. Let's
the
do
other
it.
option, and this one is perhaps in a way a stupider option. There are magic items and scrolls at Haram's. We know they're there, and we know at least some of them are used for disguising magic. So it's possible they might have something for removing magic there.
And I guess Haran's place is probably somewhat empty right now, so no one would be in danger.
And we also wouldn't necessarily need to go inside because you could just move the earth to create a tunnel from the outside, right?
I could, except there is a door at the end of the one to the treasury room.
Well, we've
But Tatclaw managed to get through.
we've got people who can pick locks, and then again, it might be magical. But then if it's buried underground, then would it be magical? Would the earth not be the protection?
I think this is probably going to be our best course of action for now.
As we're walking,
Yeah, why would we?
Raheem,
Go out the game.
if
No, I've got to do
if-
something wrong.
if this, because we're probably possibly leading ourselves to a dead end here, and Karius, do you have another scatter?
No.
Right.
Wait.
If this
Actually, maybe.
if
can't
this
check
doesn't
them.
if this place doesn't have a means of getting those manacles off, will you trust me to do that? I have the utmost faith in myself.
You just want to chop his feet off, don't you?
No.
Yeah, I just
It's
met
not-
you.
It's not that, but unnecessary danger while we're already in grave danger, considering we just, well, not so much me, but you guys helped Haram just kill the Great Khan. Extra danger is not necessary right now for us.
I have a suggestion in the meantime.
Oh,
Obviously, if we walk around and he is being tracked, then there's the risk of him being tracked to Shakef with us. Also, there's a possibility that he can hear everything we're saying because the manacles we had recorded everything we said.
But that needed to
Ooh.
be done on a specific place in order to get the recordings.
Yeah. Which is fine. I'm wondering if I can this is gonna sound really weird. Make it so that Raheem is not here, but here. It lasts for 8 hours. Hang on, I need to check something, but I can't. Because Foundry has done a weird thing.
sorry, I closed Foundry. I was refreshing something.
So what do I do? It's asking me to configure a setup, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah, you'll have to refresh. In fact, just close it. And,
I can't check it, but I can cast etherealness. So it technically pops him into the
He'd be
ethereal.
on
He can
another
still
plane.
technically follow us, but he would come back to this particular spot when he comes back. So we'd have 8 hours. He can follow us to Shakef's, but we'd have to come back here for him to come back to his body.
Yeah.
Doesn't that guy have the ability to, go into different places as well? Like, isn't that what he tried to do to Karius?
He tried
had
to
plane shift.
But in order to plane shift somewhere, you need to, I would assume, know what plane you're shifting to.
True.
I'd literally just be pushing him into the ethereal for a few hours.
How'd you get him out?
I would just have to. We just have to come to this spot and then end the spell
All right.
because
So
it
long
only
as you-
lasts 3 hours, so that gives us plenty of time to get to Shakev's, do what we need to do, and then come back before we go anywhere.
So
Okay, fine.
just to put this straight, you're trusting her to pop you into a different realm with her word that you won't be stuck there forever, but you won't let me do my spell on you to, get
Well, I
mana.
think there's quite a big difference between
Just-
popping to a different realm temporarily and popping your feet off potentially for eternity.
It wouldn't be eternity.
Also, looking at the spell.
Oh no, I can only cast it on myself.
Oh,
Hang on,
Then
let me double check.
there is no, but that would take too long to do. I was going to say the other option would be, yeah, you would need to cast at 8th level in order to be able to, I think.
Sit on more than one person or someone else. So that's not a thing I can do. I can turn him into a big cloud.
would that
Like
work?
I can turn him into a.
I think at this rate, with how much of a
But that only
desperation
lasts for an
this,
hour.
I think how much of a desperation this is, we should probably just get in and out and do this quickly. Let's not pussyfoot about this.
Do you need the move earth? Because I could hold him in an impenetrable bubble for 8 hours, up to 8 hours. But I'd have to be there as well.
What
I could
impenetrable
just
bubble is
cast
this?
Banishing Smite, hit him with my sword, and send him back to the
Material plane.
material plane.
Though
It's not
it-
manacles on him.
Oh yeah, there is that. Never mind.
But he'd have a hell of a head start.
I'm just gonna start
Andy
dragging
wouldn't
him.
have some time with him either.
Okay.
let's
Let's
head.
make a suggestion. Let's move.
Why
Let's-
does all the good answers involve hurting him?
Let's head to Haran's and see if we can
Yeah,
find
I think
something
Haran's
that-
is going to be our best option.
If we kill him, he'll never get caught.
That's very true, to be fair.
Okay. I was gonna say something that's completely gone.
Are you going to Haran's?
Haran's, yeah.
Yes.
Haran's. Okay. Haran's it is. So you will begin working your way through the streets back the way you actually came to the Great Khan's stage, and you know the way. You have to rush through crowds of people though. They're still spilling out of the great stadium. Plus, you see a number of Dal, a lot of them guards are the most notable, but including earth elementals, which seem to just be charging in the direction of the stage as well. Most notably, guards have been alerted, and they are all converging on that place. So you have to kind of work your way through these contending crowds. You and the guards as well, who are kind of like pushing their way past, and sometimes maybe even stopping several individuals. Nonetheless, you guys have slipped away through the shadows and effectively made your way back to Haran's estate. There you see a pair of gargoyles. They are standing outside. You know who they are. They know you, and they let you in, and then immediately seal the doors behind you. And they seem to be on guard.
That's good.
Right.
In fact, one of them probably speaks in Terran and says in a gravelly voice, "Didn't expect you back here. If things have gone to plan,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. Things have gone to plan.
Where is Haran?"
Haran. Well, we're not sure. He he went in as executing his plan, and that's the last we saw of him. But considering the state of things out there, I'd imagine that things went entirely to plan, but maybe either he didn't get out or they're trying to stop him getting out now.
Very well. You should be quick then.
Yes, we're just gathering up our things and seeing if there's anything that may be of use to help us. He wanted us to carry on to the next layer, and we want to make sure we're prepared.
Make haste. And they close the door, and you see them. They're ready basically, and they're guarding the entrance.
Let's go.
Alright.
Probably leave Tackler here.
Yep. Dackler will stay near the door to keep an eye on things.
On the outside of the door or the inside?
On the outside, I guess he'll chill with the gargoyles because do gargoyles
Gotcha.
have like tremor sense or anything like that? Because
they don't. No.
okay,
At least
so
Tackler is there, so if anything
yeah,
is to happen, we'll know about it and we'll know to
Yeah.
get straight out of there.
yeah.
Right, we head to the
CCTV.
we head to the stairs that lead to the treasury. Or
Okay.
his version of the treasury.
Yeah, sure. So you head down to the back left where the kind of kitchen area is, and then behind that there was this sort of cellar. Going down the stairs, you meet a solid earth flooring, and I believe this is where you did you do something to get through it last time?
Yeah, I did
pass
move.
wall.
I think it was move earth.
No, this one was pass wall. It was the one to get upstairs that you used move earth.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Well, in any case,
Whichever one I'll use. I'll use move earth.
yeah. Okay. And you see the earth just simply move. You have met the wall that's a vault-like door, however, and you remember there is a keyhole for it.
Right, let's Andi, Raheem, this is your specialty, right? And I suppose yours, Kesh'an. Between the three of you, I'm sure you can hopefully crack it. Hopefully it doesn't have any magical protections on it.
I can take a look.
I mean, Taklo got through fine when he went through, so I'd assume...
Okay. There wasn't anything, no, that stopped Takalo, so Raheem immediately looks over it and says, this looks like a big stone door, and I have itsy bitsy thieves' tools. In fact, actually, I don't even have thieves' tools anymore. They confiscated those when I tried to pick the locks on the manacles.
Is it something that I could take a look at?
By all means. Yeah, you have a quick look. It's a massive stone keyhole, but it's a sort of rectangular hole. Almost like you could slot like a stone slab in there.
Karius says, Eirina, or one of you, doesn't matter who, come with me. If there's going to be a key anywhere to this whilst you guys are looking, it'll be in his room. So maybe check.
Could
there.
I
Probably-
attempt to pick it?
Yeah, attempt to pick it first.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we don't need everyone here for this, so there might be more stuff there that could be useful.
Okay.
What size is the lock, roughly? Guesstimate wise.
It's about
I like this shape.
it's about like at least 10 inches long, about 3 inches wide of a lock. It's massive. That's why Tackler was able to fit through it. You could
You
even
say
fit
it's
your
the
arm through it.
size of maybe a book.
Yeah, actually, kind of.
I pull out the dragon scale book, insert it into the lock, and try to turn it.
A dragon scale.
Like, it's hard to damage, it's dragon scale.
Sure. It does actually kind of fit, with actually some room to spare, actually. So
Oh.
I should
Okay.
mention at this point, Karius, that you've been given a keystone, and
It looks similar, sort of shape, size, sort of thing.
it does. In fact, I've got some kind of handout for you. Where on earth is it? Keystone.
Where on earth is
Where
it?
on earth?
I just want to know if I can
Right.
pick this lock with a book.
I was
You could try. It
I was
seems
actually going to
like-
say, can I use like the book as kind of like a thieves' tool?
Like it's got scales, right? So it's got like little bumpy bits. If you just use a thieves tool to like prop up some of them in the right place, it could act as like a.
I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
Okay, well, give me a sleight of hand with a book. Sleight of book.
Sleight of book.
Yes.
10.
And it feels as though there is more intricate holes in which this thing opens. In fact, you can actually hear a kathunk sound as if something's hitting against the sides of the book,
So
which is odd. But I'm going to show you. This is Haran's keystone.
Ooh.
So that's what
This
we've
is what
been
he's
given.
Yeah.
That looks like a book cover to me.
Karius sort of pulls out the keystone and is just like, well, if his keystone worked on maybe it worked on this as well. Maybe it's like a master keystone. So he'll just try that in the lock.
what if it's only a one-time use
Well,
Really?
we're about to find out.
and we can't get to the next layer?
You hear again a kathunk sound, but there's no repetition. This time it seems to lock into place on the keystone, 4 separate holes in it, and you can hear a grinding sound before the door begins to slam down, but not after it ejects the keystone, and you've got it back. It doesn't seem to be a one-use thing, thankfully.
Do we have to roll to dodge the keystone as it gets spat out?
No, it just hits Karius in the chest, and he catches it.
Decapitation by keystone.
We're looking for something that looks.
Decapitation.
We're looking for something that looks like dispel magic of some sorts.
I know
Okay.
there's magic aura in here, and there was jewelry and stuff. So
Okay. So, looking around the room, there are powerful-looking weapons adorning the walls. Some of these are too large to be wielded by medium-sized creatures. You got these glaives.
You
There's
bastard.
these like sabers and scimitars, and amongst the shelves as well, you've got a shelf full of scrolls, a shelf full of, like you said, jewelry. But these ones, some of these don't seem to be magical items. It's just like a box which just had jewelry sort of piled into it. Looks like just treasure to the naked eye. They don't look like separate pieces just piled in. But yeah, you can have a look through. You're looking for something in particular.
particularly looking for dispel magic or something along those lines. Even, I mean, it would be extreme, but even anti-magic or protection from divination or whatever it's called. Proof
That's the
of
one.
detection
The
location.
first scroll you open is indeed Nistel's magic aura that prevents divination.
So that's the one that prevents divination being able to identify the item, right? It basically can disguise it as another magic school or disguise it as completely non-magical.
It says here you place an illusion on the object so that divination spells reveal false information about it. The target can be a willing creature or object. Blah blah blah. They last 30 days. The false aura appears to spells and magical effects such as detect magic. Just it appears like normal.
So this would effectively be like a VPN.
It is. It's a magical VPN. Yeah.
Which cuts us to our sponsor, NordVPN.
Oh,
Oh, I wish we were sponsored by
I
NordVPN
know, I know, right?
or anything like that. That'd be awesome.
So that's the false aura. There's also several other scrolls as well, which are the mask magic aura. It's the same thing, but you can change the way a target appears to spells and magical effects that detect creatures, such as a paladin's divine sense or
Okay,
I-
so you could disguise like an undead so they don't appear undead, for example.
Right.
Okay, that could be useful at the right points.
That would be temporary, though.
It still
It
could
lasts
be useful at the
30
right
days.
point.
30 days. Okay, never mind.
But we'll
Sorry.
take.
Duration is 24 hours. But when you cast a spell, if you cast a spell on the same creature or object every day for 30 days, placing the same effect on it each time, the illusion lasts until it is dispelled. And you can tell that's exactly what he's done, because there are stacks and stacks of them, and there's even a little calendar which he has been ticking off every day, and he completed the 30 days.
Wait,
And
So
he
it
managed
is-
to create those rings of whatever they were to be undetectable.
I mean, he could also use it on himself, I guess, because obviously the magic circle normally would affect Earth. It would have affected elementals like him and the Great Khan the same, but it only affected the Great Khan. So maybe he'd disguise himself so he doesn't appear as an Earth elemental to it? Possible.
I will continue to look for specifically dispel magic of
Okay.
some sorts.
You can roll an investigation check.
I'm good at those.
I can help you with
Everyone's
that.
helping, so you can.
Okay.
I would say definitely there's enough of you. Yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah.
We have advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Having such a thorough search, however, doesn't prove fruitful for a dispel magic scroll.
Ah,
Instead, you find other scrolls with similar types of, like along the same lines as to what he was trying to achieve. It looks very clearly like he set out to do something, test it, and make sure it works. So you actually have divination scrolls, and you have magic circle scrolls as well. So
Ooh. Does that mean there are spare ingredients for Magic Circle?
I'm back.
yes,
Ow.
there is.
In which case, Karius will take a couple of those scrolls and the ingredients to make them. At least for that one, because that one seems... That's a pretty powerful spell and can be used in a lot of ways, so...
Yeah, and I will also say that divination is a powerful spell. To Elias, you find this marvelous kind of blue scroll case. Opening it up, you realize, yeah, this is a 4th level spell, divination. It's a ritual.
Yeah.
How many scrolls of Magic Circle are there?
I will roll 4.
Okay, 4. Well,
Mm-hmm.
no harm in not taking them, I guess, if there's the stuff
And
to
there's
If
And
there's
there's at
use,
least
I'm sure he
6.
won't mind.
There's at least 6 more magic aura scrolls as well. Probably more.
You
Some of them
say
may be-
no harm, but if Haran's still alive, you're thieving, and if Haran is dead, you're taking from a dead guy.
It looks. Yugmug speaks up and says, "Yeah, but didn't he want all of this stuff for the thing he was doing? Like, what's he going to use this stuff for afterwards?"
That was the question.
Yeah.
And I
I
just closed the blue scroll case and just put it back on the shelf.
Alright.
How many scrolls of divination did you say, Chris?
There's 1 scroll of divination.
Okay.
There's at least 5 scrolls. We'll round it up. 6 scrolls of magic aura. It's called Arcanist's magic aura or Nistel's magic aura. You can find that in the
Yep.
search.
Just important notes in. Garrett.
Yep. Take as many or little as you like. It doesn't seem to have anything stopping you.
Yeah. So yes. So Karius will take 3 of those. And I'm gonna read that one in a moment myself, just to make sure I understand how the spell works. But other than that, considering there are lots of shinies, how is Andi and Raheem reacting to the shinies? And I suppose to a lesser extent,
Into the
Kesh'an.
shiny.
She's trying to not react to the shiny. She's getting better at not reacting to shinies, actually.
To be fair, she's probably got pockets full of shinies at this
Yeah,
point.
she's got pockets full of shinies.
She
yeah.
does have a dragon horde in her
Yeah.
pocket.
Not that any of them know that.
Well, part of
which
a dragon
case-
horde in her pockets.
In which case, Raheem has definitely gravitated towards it. Seems to just happen to have hovered closer to it.
But that's
Eye on him.
You can try.
I will try.
he is a thief, is what he does.
I mean, is a natural 20 an automatic pass?
no.
Then there's not even,
Yeah,
no
okay.
point in me even rolling then.
Amazing. Then Raheem seems to have just wandered. He definitely hovered near it, but you didn't see him pick up anything. But it was when you turned away to perhaps grab that blue scroll case, is when
Wait.
to the audience you see Raheem just yoink.
You said this was a scroll of divination, right?
Correct, the 4th level spell.
I can ask a god a question.
Yes, yes you can. And
Karius would just be like, even if you try to stop me, I am taking that with me. Magic.
in the at the bottom of this, as you look over it, in the scroll case at the bottom is like a cap, and unscrewing that, you can also see there seems to be a pot of incense, effectively.
Which is what would be used for that spell, right? I would assume.
Yes, it's 25 gold's worth of incense.
Yeah. Essentially, what I'm doing is I put the spell scrolls on, and then I'm just going to say that, providing there's enough for it, Karius has taken the necessary components to be able to cast as well. And that's just part of the scroll, because otherwise there's just extra items that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an all-in-one in the scroll case, so all good.
Anyway, so what's the plan with Raheem then?
What are you planning to do?
Well, we've got Nistel's magic aura now, haven't we?
Yeah, but I'm just reading the spell. It says, you change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects, such as detect magic that detects magical auras. So, if they're so that won't help if he's doing something like a locate creature or a locate object spell. Because
Would it not? Because it would still mask it, surely.
it masks it. It masks magical auras or changes the way a magical aura appears.
So if someone was about and they had detect magic up, they wouldn't be able to spot it on the ankle
or
bracelets.
they'd see it as
Something else.
yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, like you'd see it as a necromancy spell on it, for example.
So it'd
Or
still
as
be.
no magic.
Hey, it might throw them off the scent.
It might do.
That's what I was thinking. It might, if not completely change what it is, then it might
I mean,
just point in another direction or something.
I know it sounds like a really grim idea, but if I can get my hands on those, I forgot what they're called, shackles.
Feet.
The shackles. I can take them 500 feet in a different direction and then bounce back to you guys. It will completely draw them off the scent.
That is true. There may be one other way to potentially remove these that's here, or do something with them, because there was something in his room which interact with our manacles that we had on our wrist. It's possible they might be able to do something to the anklets as well. It's worth a shot at least.
Yeah, while we're here. But if it doesn't work, then we're gonna have to go to that extreme.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to head over there?
Just
yeah.
From what we understand of these anklets, right? If, say, a slave died whilst wearing this, would they be able to see that slave had died, sort of thing? Like,
We're
just
not going to kill him.
no.
No.
The reason
Oh.
I have a specific reason, because if, for example, the anklets are detecting a life sign, sort of thing, and sending that to them, then we could use the magic aura on him so he appears as if he's dead. And then they'll think he's
That's a
died,
good
and maybe
shout.
we've just kept the anklets with us.
What if they come for the body?
No. Then they'll probably come to the place where they last detected a life sign. I mean, we're not going to carry a corpse with us, are we?
Because he would appear dead for 30 days.
24 hours, I think, it initially lasts, but still, that's 24 hours. But I'm just trying to think of all the options. The other option, and I'm not sure how well this would work, is if we wanted for him not to be trackable for a bit. If you lent him your cloak, Andy, he could bamf to the astral sea for a bit, and then we just try to find a way to deal with him and then come back to meet him. But again...
The only problem with that is the cloak is attunement.
Yeah, so it would take 2 hours, an hour to unattune and an hour for him to attune.
Then we might have already been found.
Yeah, I'm considering all the options, basically, is it? So, but let's see what we can do in here. Is the door unlocked?
I would allow it to just be over the course of 1 hour, purely because Andy and Raheem share a connection anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get to this, actually, before that, on the way to the door, and as you get to it, Taklo is flicking your ear. Well, mentally, this is trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
And
What's up?
it's when you get to the door, Kesh'an, you realize it is locked, but this one looks to be like much more like a normal lock you'd expect, with tumblers and metal mechanisms inside.
I'll go ahead and start.
Okay. So whilst you roll a sleight of hand or all your thieves' tools, yeah, I'll jump to Taklo, who shares his vision with you suddenly, and you see the two gargoyles. They suddenly come to life, flare their wings out, and they seem to be clawing at the ground, almost as if ready to launch into a pounce. Kesh'an, you're rattling around for a bit.
It's plus 10, so 21.
Okay.
Because proficiency, yeah, +5, yeah.
Okay, you rattle around, and you do manage to get it unlocked. Karius, what you see the gargoyles reacting to are a massive, muscular minotaur striding towards around the great estate. And along with him, side by side, are two earth elementals that look practically fresh out of the ground. They're kind of clay and cobblestone, almost like someone's lifted them out of the streets themselves.
Right, okay. We've got company. We don't have very long, so quickly check here. See if you can find something. And like Karius, as this happens, is going to quickly hop on his glaive and fly through the halls to the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm going to go try to find some butter.
Some butter?
Quote of the day. All right, sweet. As you come to the kitchen, Karius, you already hear the sounds of combat, stone clawing, scraping noises, and then a heavy thud as potentially one of these earth elementals just slammed the gargoyle's head against the wall. Get to the kitchen swift.
In which case, yeah, I don't really have. Yep. So I'm going to get to the kitchen and quickly just look for butter.
You find butter.
I will quickly look for something that'll remove these manacles.
What's the door the door made of?
Which one?
The door to the room we're in.
It's two.
Oh, it's stone.
The elementals can just pass through that. So never mind. But it might Stop the Minotaur
Yeah,
for a
we'll
bit.
stop the Minotaur.
Because I have the reverse lockpick. Could
Mhm.
frazzle the locks.
Well, I'll let you decide that. Well, Karius, you
Yeah, I'm gonna
quickly retreat.
frazzle the lock.
Okay, all right.
I'm
What do I
You
do?
know
I've
you'd
never
be
used this before.
you'd be locking yourself in as well, just so you know. 'Cause you don't when you frazzle a lock, it makes it so no one can pick that unless. Well, it depends on what you roll.
Yeah, they have to beat the same score that you
Yeah.
roll.
Okay. Well, I need to know which door they're gonna come through. Okay, I'm gonna stick by the doors then, and someone take the other door and just listen.
Yeah. Well, Karius comes back and says they're fighting the gargoyles outside, 2 earth elementals, the Minotaur. But I have some butter in case you haven't found anything. You might just be able to slip them off if we grease them up enough.
Okay, that's maybe one solution. I like just pass the butter to Raheem and he can get started. Seeing
Yeah,
if he
I
can
hand it to
do that
Raheem.
while we look around.
Like, because Raheem is a criminal. He has obviously been caught before. He's probably escaped before. So getting out of manacles should be something he can do. Probably.
It should. It absolutely should. And I have tried with many picks and many locks, but
Well,
I
maybe
assure you these things are magical and are firmly attached.
maybe just try butter. See if you can slide your thing off if you grease them up enough. Might hurt a
Sure.
bit, but
I will try butter.
yeah. And if not, Karius is like, if not, I will literally try to explode them off. he gets ready to cast shatter.
He starts rubbing the butter furiously and in a panic state.
Right, let's see if
It's
we
not
can find
working.
him.
Try as he might, and I can roll a 30 for all you want, but they seem to be magically attached. No matter what he does to try and slip them off, it's like every time he pulls it towards his ankle, they tighten even more, and you can almost see it physically, like the gold flash before the manacles tighten.
But they do move on his leg, right?
They do.
They do move up and down his leg.
Yeah.
All right,
Just his foot's in the way.
Right.
that's fine. So we cut above the manacle, the shackles.
Yes.
And then
The
they'll
sounds of combat outside continue.
and then they'll slip above. Yeah, but anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
Let's look for a solution.
Yeah.
first.
Karius is gonna go in, look at, or the others have probably done this whilst he was looking, but it interact with the thing that they put the manacles on to use like the magic mouth effect, see if there's anything
So-
about those that can be used.
You can give me an Arcana check, just briefly. 'Cause this is non-magical item. You've not seen something like this before. It's kind of like a marble pillar on its own.
I have no
Yeah.
idea how this works. I'm more of a water guy.
Did say I was aiding because I'm frantic. I don't want to do this, but it is the most like definite answer to the
Okay.
problem. But I am aiding Karius to. I'll even
You can-
bardic inspiration him as well.
You can roll again with advantage, Karius.
And a bardic inspiration, which is a D10, right?
I'm down to 1, so make it count.
25. Fuck.
Okay. All right. You get that this is used for. You've seen it before with Taklo. You get this is what this is used for. How it's used. You saw the ring of the bracelet placed over the pillar and slid down, and that seemed to activate a magic mouth that sort of repeated, almost like a tape recorder, almost, and it replayed everything that ring had recorded. However, you definitely understand that you need the manacle or perhaps bracelet off of
Yeah.
the actual person to slide it down
Okay.
over it.
Right,
It
that's
doesn't look like it's a device for dispelling it. It's a
not gonna
device
work.
for replaying the effect.
In which case,
Kind of like a black box almost.
Yeah.
um, Okay. Karius has another idea. This one's actually pretty quick, so and it won't really cost us anything. Karius is going to try to cast Nistel's magic aura on a set of the manacles from here in order to try to disguise them so they have the same aura that Raheem's anklets have. So maybe they'll detect those instead.
Okay. Let me just check the spell. You're going with false aura or mask?
It's a good question. Which one would be? I would say false aura because I'm trying to...
You can change the object's magical aura that appears to belong to a specific school of magic. So you can change the school of magic to be the same as Raheem.
But it wouldn't make it seem like the item. And the other one only affects creature types, so that's not going to work. Unless...
You did both combined.
No, I'm going to attempt to cast the Nistel's magic aura mask on Raheem to make him appear as if he was a Dao.
Okay, alright.
Because potentially the anklets are designed to respond to it being detected as a human wearing them. So if he doesn't appear human, maybe.
So you changing him to elemental.
Yep.
And you can burn off one of the scrolls.
I have done.
Excuse me. As you begin to read the words, the scroll lights up, the runes dissipate and turn the parchment to dust, and the rune hovers in the air for a moment before coalescing into Raheem's being. And he says, "Ooh, kind of tingles a little bit, but I don't feel any different after that. Do I look different?" And you don't see any visible change, but you know the only way to actually see that is with detect magic.
I've tried taking them off now, see if maybe that's been enough to disguise you.
Okay, he does try to pull them off, still nothing.
I have a question about the manacles. Are they like seamless, or do they have like keyholes, or
They
I
do
basically just investigate the manacles?
they do have keyholes, and Raheem says that he tried to pick those and they to no avail.
But and I pull out all these keys and start like trying them all.
I also hand them the Orc Shaman's keys because those are used for slave manacles.
Okay, yes.
I thought I already had those.
You might
slave
have
manacles.
those. One of us has it.
They were all kind of rusted iron looking things. These are like gold, so you can tell immediately there seems to be a divide, and perhaps the higher prized slave, the more advanced the security measures that have been placed. You can try to fit them. They do seem to be the same sort of shape and size, but they don't have any.
I have like a bajillion keys.
Gonna hope
Yeah,
one of them fits.
you don't have a bajillion seconds as you hear, or rather see through Tackler's eyes, one of the gargoyles is having their wings being wrenched off at the moment.
Right, time is up. Pretty much our only option here is Elias' suggestion, or we just flee and hope that they don't follow us to the next layer. Also, do you know the way to the next layer, Raheem? Because you've been here.
Yes, I do. I've been saying I can get us to the. Not a problem.
Even if you were to chop off his feet, we probably will get followed.
Like maybe the Minotaur can't get through the second layer. I mean, we won't know until we try.
And
we just run for
this
it.
is very true.
The couple of earth elementals, to be honest, we've dealt with worse.
It's a tight squeeze.
It's not the Minotaur that's the worry, it's the thing that tried to plane shift Karius.
Yeah, which is, to be honest,
The
what
master.
worries me. They're probably doing something simple for Raheem's anklets, but even if we get them off, they might have something like a locate person or a locate object to find him as well.
And there's a potential we might actually find a solution in the next layer as well. We don't know what we're going to find deeper.
But as I could take the manacles away somewhere in a different direction to make them go in the wrong way, giving us time. A hell of a lot
Okay.
more time than we have.
I think priority right now is just a run. Time's up.
Yep,
But-
let's go.
I think we'll need to go through them now at this point because I don't think there's another way out of here.
Can't you just move up the wall behind us and we
Excuse
go
me.
out the back?
I guess we could. Yeah,
I think we need to go. We need to go now.
Yeah, I'll just move. I'll just move a bit through the back of the mansion.
Okay. Yeah, that works. That works. Kesh'an spots something in the walls. The walls shifting, and suddenly you start to see a pair of hands like reaching out and pulling the walls apart, like in between picture frames and bookcases. You see an earth elemental's head like crooking its head through. Like, here's
Oh.
Johnny.
So what I'm doing is I'm basically gonna swim through the earth as I'm grabbing the stuff in front of us. I'm dragging it and pulling it behind us,
All right then.
basically making it harder for them to get through.
Okay, sure. Oh, time to go. We've been spotted.
Yeah,
Um,
let's go. Move it.
Go.
Don't worry. The second layer is a bit of a squeeze, so you're right. That Minotaur might be slowed down. All right, follow me. And he rushes on ahead of Elias as the opening fully opens out into basically the street level of the Earth Elemental plane. And as you do that, it seems you weren't the only one who had this idea of coming out around the back, as you see the long, thin Dow with a wispy beard. And he
God's
seems to be in the
sake.
process. Yes, he was here ready, but he isn't as fully prepared as the front by the looks. The Minotaurs had tons of earth elementals charging forward. Meanwhile, it's just him, and he seems to be in a bit of a trance at the moment as his eyes are closed, his fingers are steepled. But as soon as you kind of come out into the open, it's when his
Okay.
eyes open and narrow straight towards you guys.
I bamf out with Raheem.
Okay, where did the suddenly just teleporting?
I just like buy and take Raheem away because that's his focus.
It is.
I guess 500 feet as close to the markets.
Raheem says, I need to guide the others to the entrance. Remember?
Yeah, they'll catch up.
They'll catch up. Do they even know where we're going?
I quickly message Eirina markets.
Okay, right. So you cast message and then bam.
Yeah,
Makes
I
more-
guess message them bamf.
All right.
Everybody exit stage right. And then I go left.
Nice.
Oh, you
Back
make
to last
an incredibly
episode.
hasty escape.
Yeah, I can
In that
carry
case,
two
his
people.
focus suddenly shifts, but like he looks left, looks right, and it's at that moment he kind of comes out of that trance, and then he's looking directly at the group, and he says, "Thought you could get away so easily."
Karius just goes, "Yes, I did," and watery spheres him as he runs.
Okay. Is it a wisdom dex?
Strength save.
Knock that off.
Strength.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, oof. Don't worry about that name. It is most definitely this down, not
Yeah.
one new.
So.
Okay, well then in that case, that's a fail. And you see the watery sphere. It's like acid to their
and
skin. They're like, oh, water.
Karius just goes, "Water beats earth."
Paper beats rock.
You're forgetting that this earth is inescapable. You're only going deeper into a prison. He shouts as you begin fleeing the scene.
It's not the first time I've broken out of one.
You're going the wrong way.
Not if we're looking to. Not if we're
Oh, and
looking to
things.
get
I give
caught.
Karius a kick as we run.
Karius is
Stop
just like,
egging them on.
You sprint off into the distance. trying to meet up back into the marketplace. Okay, so effectively what I've got here is a clock. The clock represents how close these slave masters are to catching you, and I haven't got a way to fill them in. I'll just, here, draw a circle on each. So going to Haran's estate, as as many ideas as you had for it, which is good. I like the thinking. That filled 2 segments of that clock because it's not going further away. It's kind of going around in the market, and 2, it's the first place that they would check anyway. Not just these guys, but also the general guard, because Haran is the one responsible for killing the Great Khan. So they all rushed in on that as well towards the estate, teleporting away, and also, what was it you've also done? You've changed the elemental nature of him, so you kind of like mixed him up a little bit in confusing him, but it hasn't killed the trail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce one of those.
I will take the time being on my own with Raheem to try and convince him that this is the best option
Yeah. So
of cutting the manacles off, the shackles off, while I've got him alone.
Okay,
Because technically I've teleported 500 feet away, and I have my movement, which would be 100 feet with a dash, because I'm got my flying horse.
Okay, I'll just finish explaining then. And if this clock reaches full, that means they've pretty much caught up to you, and it's a confrontation, just like we just saw there, effectively. But thankfully, you had a brief moment to escape, knowing that they were coming, thanks to the gargoyles. So, Raheem talks to you for a moment and says, "Are you absolutely sure it will work? Because my feet are very important to me. That's how I run away from things.
I am
That's how I
positive.
sneak."
I've been using this to keep myself in pristine condition.
Roll me a persuasion check.
And I managed to bring all of the skin back on a dead, charred person.
I won't ask, but
just,
then again...
Just think of it this way. We are all in danger, including your daughter, while these are on you.
Understood. Just give me the roll.
Yeah, come on. This is my best start.
17.
Oh,
2?
come on.
What? You rolled a 2 and you still got a 17?
It's my best start.
Okay. Right. Look, I'm not going to say no, but I see what you're doing here, just one-on-one here. I want everyone to agree with this, including my daughter. So let us decide as a group. But if it really does work, like you say it will, then it might be the only option.
The sooner the better. So let's get them here as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because we've wasted so much time, and they caught up to us. Look how quick they caught us.
That
can happen again.
All right. So you group back up, likely through the message spell, just pinging it until finally they're within, range of the spell, and you redirect yourselves and you meet back up, possibly near the guy who was selling the hookahs. And that, in turn, is actually near the entrance to the way you came into the first layer. But anyways, you meet back up. You're all together again. And are you all right? You okay, Andi? You didn't get trapped by that horrible Dal, did you?
No,
I didn't see what happened after I got
think I'm
teleported.
fine. I've got all my limbs.
Okay. Good. Oh, all right.
Okay,
I
I
call
can.
him.
If we get caught again, I can do one last. Get him out of here 500 feet, but then I'm out. I can't do anything else.
I can still do it a couple more times.
Okay, so
All right.
We can't keep doing this over and over.
No, we need to get out of here. We need to get to the second layer. Like,
Yeah,
All right,
but
let's get moving. They don't call him Kohol, the persistent, for nothing, though.
oh great, we're being tracked by a persistent person. Stalker is right, and they're stalking your dad. How weird is that?
I know. I mean, it's not the first time he's been stalked, but
I imagine
Right.
for other reasons.
yeah.
You remember him being very persistent during the auction as well. Keep on raising the bid until we finally won. Okay, this Raheem says, okay, so you can actually get into the second layer very, very easily. Navigating is a different story, but any one of these side passages, so long as you follow it for a while and try to go, down direction. I know down is subjective here, but still, I'll show you the way. And he says you can't miss them. With these massive stone doors, they have this kind of gemstone in the middle, and normally there's a big, muscular guard waiting there and preventing, traffic. And he leads you through one of these passageways up a downward staircase, and yeah, it's confusing because it's on the ceiling, but it goes down. Either way, you follow the passageway, and before long, you reach a long hallway, and at the very end of it, you can see there is what, as he described, a circular door with a gemstone that's kind of glowing and pulsing. There isn't any guards here, however. And he says, "Huh, that is odd. There's normally someone here, but this is it. This is one of the many layers, many entrances into the second layer. It's kind of potholed, if you imagine."
to be fair, it does make sense if they've all heard about what's happened to the Great Khan. It's likely they all rushed to, well, the performance.
It would make sense. To me, I tried to think of it as like it's like a sewerage system or a subway to the to the actual first layer. They send messengers through here much quicker than going through the marketplace. But
Shall we
you have
go through then?
you have to have the proper credentials.
Yeah, let's get going. And
Okay.
then see what we're in for, I guess.
I'm just looking
Right.
at the timer with the circle, and all I can think is it looks like the Death Star.
I was thinking
It
that.
does look like this.
Well, in a way, I suppose it is, because if it fills up, then it could be our deaths.
Yeah, definitely not about that life.
So where the door is it like a massive corridor that leads to it?
That's right.
I'm putting up earth in front of it, so if they come to that corridor, it doesn't look like there's even a corridor there. So they might be like, oh wait, maybe we took a wrong turn, maybe the corridor's further over, sort of thing. Trying to
You can
deceive them.
do that. Deceiving them.
'Cause I've still got 2 hours of this.
Just,
Well, I've got
I'll
2
move
hours from
it.
when I casted it. Yeah,
and
Yeah, check it.
Karius is
takes
just
time using it.
yeah.
Okay,
Just
sure. Yep, you can totally do that then with Move Earth. It's still up. It's still up.
Yeah.
as long as I don't cast another concentration, I believe.
Yeah.
Mm, so you just raise up 20 feet up into the air.
Pillars blocking the corridor and just making it as difficult as possible as we're going through.
Okay.
Oh, this take. Huh. There is something else I could do.
Yeah.
I could use one of these magic circle scrolls to create a magic circle that they can't. But then they just go around it, actually, or under it. It's pointless. Then again, it's a cylinder.
Except for if you cast it on the doorway, because how can they go around the door that transitions between layers?
I know we're trying to slow things down, but we're using up all our spell slots doing
Wow,
this
this
shit.
isn't a spell slot. This is a
It's a
scroll.
scroll.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, this was one
Yeah.
of the scrolls I stole.
So if
And
you
also, Smooth Earth lasts. Was it 2 hours?
yeah.
Also, speak for yourself in regards to spell slots.
Yeah.
Look,
2 hours,
we all
yeah.
don't have like kung fu punchy skills, right?
We can't stun
Some of us
people.
are weaklings that rely on magic.
But yeah, if surely there's no other way to get to this next layer other than this keystone door. So if you cast it there, they're not going to be able to go around it because that is the way through.
But they could go to another entrance because, as
Well, where's
Raheem
the next?
said, there were multiple.
Well, where's the next entrance? It could be ages away. It'll be a big slowdown.
I can tell you there's a lot of passageways off to the marketplace. Think of it like a sewerage system, right? There's manhole covers everywhere.
But we're
The only-
talking specifically the one to the next layer.
True, but like I said, these doors are quite numerous.
Yeah.
You could get into the second layer in many places, but if you want to put up a wall here, I'm not going to stop you.
Doing that
But I'm
anyway.
just going to. I will reiterate: we're being chased by earth elementals, right? That's not going to slow them down.
But it slow down your master, won't it?
Though, there is one way it could slow them down. Because if I cast it inverted, then once you go in, you can't get out. And then if I cast the magic aura on it, they're not going to know it's there.
In the wall, you mean?
No, on the floor, just behind like the door we're going through. Because if they're tracking us through, or
Yeah.
just before the door, and then as soon as they get to try to go through the door, they're going to be trapped in this magic circle for like an hour. But then again, it takes a minute to cast, and I don't think we've got a minute. So let's just keep going for now. And if we
I'm gonna start heading towards the door.
Yeah.
Like let's just get through.
We're doing that as we're talking anyway.
Right. Well, you're up against the door. As you're looking at it, seems to be quite a nice, ample light coming from the gemstone in the center, and the outer edge of this door has large handholds in it as well. They look built for sort of a large creature, and you can see there's like metal bars inside these niches, so they're obviously meant to be grabbed and pulled. And there seems to be-
Who's got the best strength? We need 2 people, 1 for either handhold.
Yes.
I mean, that's probably me off, I suppose, would be the highest. I've got +3 to it at least.
I have a +0. And
I
has
have
a +0.
a -1. Not very strong.
Wow.
I have a +0.
Sean?
And Yuckmug has.
I am
This one.
negatives.
Yeah. We're not
We
as
are very
strong.
strong.
I think
All
I
right,
have
all
an
right.
8, I think.
So me and Andy both have 0s.
Is that
I
all
am probably taller than Andy, so if this is a tall creature that's done this,
Probably you are taller than Andy.
that'd be nice. So Karius needs to do one.
Yeah.
Someone needs to put the. I assume it's got a keyhole. You've got to put the keystone in.
Actually, no. You look at it, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of keyhole or lock mechanism on this.
That was
At all.
misleading.
It is, but will become clearer a little bit later.
Right, Karius, you grab one side. I'll grab the other.
Yep,
Okay.
will do.
All right. So you together can either give me a strength check with advantage, or you
Go
choose
with
which one.
advantage.
Do you want me to roll it with advantage?
Yeah, you go with advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
17. You really dug deep there this time, Karius. And is it? Sorry, I forgot to mention. You can use athletics.
That is
But
my
you've got-
athletics.
That is your cool. So it's taking quite a lot of effort heaving this thing, And you do start to make progress. The hardest part was definitely getting it rolling. After that, though, you start to see the stone tilting and rolling and moving. James is a seagull. I don't know why there's a seagull there. So anyway, you can get the door moving, and it takes a lot of your effort and strength to do so. But I'm gonna say like you only get it halfway before you basically your arms give out and you're almost exhausted from it. But the door is partially open, enough for some medium-sized creatures to get through for certain.
Okay, let's try to get through.
Yep, you squeeze on in one by one, and as you enter in, it's like Raheem said, it feels like a sort of sewage system. All of these circular chambers all kind of continue onwards, and they split into different angles and different directions, and some of them are almost like a slide, you'd think, but you could easily walk on them if you realigned your gravity to go in that direction. But yeah, there's these long tube-like corridors that just extend everywhere. Raheem looks around for a moment and says, all right. It's been a few years since I came down here, but I'm pretty sure we want to follow the orange line. No, the green one. The green one. Okay, we'll go with green. If the green doesn't work, we'll try the orange. Okay. And as he's talking about lines, you actually see faintly.
It's the
there are
bloody
these-
London Underground.
Yeah, almost. There are these beams of light that are actually firing from the crystals in the doors, and they seem to be reflecting and bouncing around in these tunnels. And you can see lights coming from blue crystals, lights from orange, green ones, you name it. The door you just came through was like a blue one, and the light doesn't line up now because you've moved the door. So it doesn't line up onto the door all the way the far end of this corridor. And so you can see that the beam of light is just hitting the stone door, not the crystal itself.
Do we need to shut the door?
Well, if we're going through a blue one, yes. If we're not going through blue, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's courtesy to shut the door behind you, but
I mean, we want to delay the other guys, so she has to
all
shut
right,
the door.
get pushing then, Captain.
Karius just sort of goes, alright, here we go again. And he's gonna get himself into position to try to do this again, hopefully with someone's help. So that he has advantage.
Yeah. I'll help.
You can do it, yes.
Hello, I
We
help.
believe. Karius is the best. 17 again. You get the exact amount of strength you need, exact amount of inertia to get the stone moving again, and thud with a heavy sound. You see the dust sort of simmer from the ceiling. The stone is back into place. The blue line matches up with the door on the other side, and you see a visible kind of glow from that crystal as it's sort of matching. And he says, "Right, well, good job. Onwards. All right, this way." And he starts tracking through the maze-like tunnels, just trying to find a green light. And before long, you do find one, and it traces through a tunnel that goes almost directly down. Like, we're talking straight, like a chute. And he peers down it for a moment and goes, well, that is green, and that is probably the way we want to go.
Then
It looks very daunting.
Then let's go that way, I guess.
Do you want me to go first, or?
Karius sort of sighs and goes, "No, I'll go first. You stay with your daughter and catch up."
I almost forgot. You can fly. This isn't even an obstacle.
Yeah, Karius is just like gliding on his glaive.
So you continue to hover down for a moment, and it's about halfway through the tunnel is when you have this sense of vertigo. And can you give me an acrobatics check? Karius?
Yeah, I can try.
You're doing all the rolls. Okay.
Okay.
Thankfully, the DC isn't that high. It's nothing terrible happening. But what you do sense is that dizzyingness, as if gravity goes upside down for a second. Instead of flying down, you sort of fly into the wall for a moment, and you begin sliding down it slightly. But you don't fall. You just sort of get up against the wall. Your glaive is still kind of partially floating down, though, without you.
Hey, get back here, Glaive.
Are we gonna piggyback anyone, by the way? Because we can both carry someone else on our.
Yeah,
Okay.
Karius was just checking for traps, and then he's gonna once he's got past this weird bit of gravity, he'll just sort of give the command word to send the glaive back to the others, and then two of them can use it to get through. And then probably, and then the other. Karius sort of calls back, Kesh'an, go through on your feet because this is meant to be testing you. The rest, Andi, Raheem on the glaive, Eirina, go on Elias' horse.
Nice.
You got it.
Okay.
I mean, it's meant to be testing him. If I help him avoid it, then that's not really testing him, is it?
Sure. Yeah, so everyone else who saw Karius go down, he sort of suddenly got pressed up against the wall as if gravity's turned in that direction. You can, one by one, come down on the glaive, and predicting the motion of where it kind of goes, you can orient yourself onto the wall such that you're walking down it now instead. And before long, you finally come to, at the very bottom, a large stone door. However, this time, you see it is accompanied by a guard. And this guard, I'll double check, see which one it is. Okay. This one is actually guarded by a ogre, and you can tell he seems to be a slave because he has these dull grey metal manacles over his arms and legs. They're massive compared to your ones, though, and his are actually chained by the legs and onto the wall as well, so he can't even leave from this door.
Do they look magical or?
You can't tell at a glance. You'd need detect magic, but they do look sturdy as all hell. To hold back an ogre, you can tell they probably used a very strong metal. But nonetheless, the ogre looks very kind of tired. Begins to wake up as you guys approach.
Lullaby, quick!
I'll call out. Just speak in ogre. Hello, friend.
He gets to his feet. He just grunts, very, very long grunt. It's almost like a sigh more than it is a grunt.
Kesh'an is back.
He points to the door behind him. And then he holds out his hand.
He high fives.
In like, well, it's a low five. And he folds his arm.
Give him the key.
Oh.
Do you show him the keystone, yeah?
Yeah.
He picks it up with a meaty paw and looks it over. Gives you a look once over, as if he's scrutinizing you. And shrugs, and then hands it back to you. And then he goes over to the huge metal bars and begins squeaks out a bit of a fart as he's doing this. It takes quite a lot of effort.
I shall.
My God.
I love how echoey it was.
You're in a long tunnel. I mean, yeah. course it's going to be echoey. But no, nonetheless, he heaves this huge door open for you and gestures you through.
I'll grunt a thank you, and then I shall hold out a hand for a high five.
Sure. He goes to high five you as well. And then he does say something in giant. He goes, bakshish.
Which means?
Oh, well, it means sort of a tip, basically.
Oh yeah,
Just
he basically wants you to pay him.
Oh,
Yeah, it's sort of it's like a service payment. It's a tip, or it's like tribute. You remember it coming in, you had to give an emerald to a Dao.
do we have any spare gems?
Karius sighs, reaches into his pocket and pulls out.
I'll just point to Karius and just like
I mean,
hidden away from the rest of the group.
And-
I look at the ogre and saying giant money bags.
I'll chuck him 25 golds worth of gems.
He seems very pleased with this.
And I try to say to him, if anyone comes through this way, we didn't come through this way.
Oh, okay. Give me a persuasion check. And I'm guessing, what are you speaking this in?
Terran?
Terran.
I mean, I'll turn around and say he's speaking giant, so if you want me to translate.
Yeah, that basically just translate what I just said so he can understand it.
Oh.
And
Alright, so I'll
roll
just
We
say
are not
there's
the
some
slaves you're looking for.
there's some dicks following us, so if some people come this way, and I'll describe the Minotaur, the two elementals.
Big dick. Okay, right.
Big, very big dick.
So give me a persuasion check, and we'll see if we can negotiate a. He nods, and he gives you like a,
Yeah.
almost like a gang sign.
Yeah.
As if you're cool with us. You're
Yeah.
cool.
And he gives high five?
All right, now he'll give you a proper.
Yeah, and that's why Karius gave him the slight extra amount of gems as part of the bribe.
Taps his big bulbous nose.
I mean,
All right.
I didn't even
Close it.
booty that much. He was actually spying for us. Yeah, and we'll continue on.
I'll just kind of like tip and just say, stay sturdy. Go through.
Rock solid.
Rock
And
on.
he begins heaving the door closed again.
Oh, God.
And he just gives you
Rock
a
and
wave
stone.
before finally closing the door. Okay, so you're through, and once again it becomes maze-like again. Green lines match up to more doors, but there are also other colors as well. And Raheem pauses for a moment, says, right, okay. This is the easy part, by the way. As far as I'm aware...
Yeah, I'm doing all the work.
Right, exactly. Not really a problem when you have a dalil as well, a guide.
Ah.
But let's think for a moment. Okay, we continue with the green. Follow me, and you see the green line does sort of aim in another direction further and deeper in. And as you're walking around, it's at this point you hear a loud tremor through the earth, and it is deafening, but it also becomes less and less muffled the more it tremors, almost as if it's kind of tuning in as it's thundering through the earth. And it comes to the point where it's clear enough, and almost as if it's ringing from the crystals as well, and it starts to make out sounds like Terran, and you can understand it, Kesh'an, and those who speak it. And you hear this message being reverberated through the crystals, through the earth, as some sort of perhaps deep communication system. and it sounds like an official voice. It sounds like it's got speaking with authority and a commanding presence in Terran, and it's kind of like this thundering, hammering sound, like and in as a translation, it says, "We are locking down all doors. There has been an incident involving the Great Khan. All guards are to blockade every single door. No one is to escape the first region of the Sevenfold Maze. This is an order from the Council of the Tao, in effect immediately.
I mean,
No trespassers."
Karius just sort of looks at the others. Doesn't that mean that we've already got past that? Because they said the first region and we're in the second?
Oh yeah, I mean, from the first to the second, vice versa.
Yeah.
We hear it as he's closing the door.
Yeah.
Just
By the way,
yeah.
don't let anybody leave.
The ogre seems like he's gone. Yeah, he's on the other side of the sealed door. But he was like, "Well, shit. I was going to lead you through the very easy open green way. However, our green light may have just turned red. We have an option here. We can either keep going and try to convince the guards, or we can take a different route. There is always more than one route."
How greedy the other guards?
I mean, fairly greedy, but it depends which kind of guard we're up against, right?
Anyway, Eirina, I think you had an idea or a point.
No, Kesh'an, like obviously this is where you're supposed to be tested and stuff. What is your scrolly thing say you need to be doing?
I just need to make my way through. I mean, I'm assuming that what I'm looking for is going to be in, well, the deepest.
Yeah, but they describe each layer, don't they? What you need to do in each layer.
They do, yeah. And you've read through most of them, and this one has always described a test of strength in that you had to manually move these doors aside. There was also a puzzle involved as well, of course, considering it is a maze, and it wasn't just raw strength, but also having to line up the lights with the corresponding things. It seems you've got this much handled though, because Raheem already is familiar with which way to go. The test of strength for the second region was very simple, and it wasn't something overly detailed by Ladovu. It seems like he was just a good exercise for him, right? Moving these doors around. It wasn't until much deeper levels when it actually got philosophically
Challenging.
as well, and yes, more challenging physically as well.
In theory, we could take the detour and it wouldn't make too much of a difference. We don't have to go through the doors.
Probably
Right.
challenges either way.
We just. Mhm.
So what sort of things should we expect in the other colours?
Well, the other colors will go to either different sections of the first layer into other estates or different districts, or they might go into the second region's storage. I know there's actually a massive postal service down here, but there's also a garden as well.
So
And you're probably wondering what you haven't seen much life down here in terms of plant life. But believe it or not, I have seen it with my own eyes. There is actually a pseudo garden of sorts, and it is tended to.
so
It also happens to be where our other option is. I have another route through the garden.
so if we take one of the detours, you know for certain which one will lead us to the second layer and not
Of
back
course.
into the first.
This is like a secret tunnel I used to try and escape the first time. Or actually, it was not when I escaped. Apologies. It was when I was delving deeper into the Earth Elemental Plane itself. And I didn't have a keystone or any of this, so I had to find another way through. And I literally had to dig through the dirt. Like a mole almost. Nonetheless, it got me into the third region.
Still putting up some walls as
I
we
mean,
go.
if it keeps us away from guards and getting caught, I think that's probably our better option, is to be sneaky about it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Like, let's face it, strength is not any of our fortes. We're better at the being quick.
All right. In that case, follow me. We're heading to the gravel gardens.
Ooh.
And he says, look for the red light. Okay, and you do take a little moment or two before you find a beam of red. And it's, as you're following it, you go past several passageways, and you do see large Dao guards who are guarding the entranceways to different layers, like the blue one, for example. And there's just a Dao sort of leaning on a massive glaive. And he does eye you as you're walking past, but he doesn't stop you or anything. He's only stopping people from going into the first region, it seems, or again, vice versa.
As soon as we get out of eyesight, I put up another.
You're putting up another one, okay?
I just keep doing this every time that I can. I think there's like a bit of a rest period between each one that I can do.
Sure.
But I just keep doing this over and over. As soon as I'm out of eyesight of anyone, put up another one and put up another one. It might not slow the elementals down, but it'll slow the Minotaur and the Master down at least.
All right.
If they can even get out anyway, because everything's on lockdown.
Indeed. Okay. Before long, you come to a very large stone round door. Once again, the red beam hitting it, and you see again. This time, instead of an ogre, this one is a minotaur, and it seems like he's got moss growing over his horns, and he's kind of got like some leaves and dirt stuck between his hooves, and some like called like petals over his shoulders. Looks like he's just been pulled through a thicket, but he's sort of sitting there, folded arms, and he sees you guys coming. Lets out some steam from his nostrils and stands up, and then slams his hoof down to attention. And he looks at you guys. You're not farmers. What are you doing here? He's speaking in.
Karius considers this and has an answer.
I have an idea as well.
Karius just leans over to Elias because he's the type who looks like he has ideas, being the acting.
Should mention he speaks Abyssal. This guy.
Yeah.
Hey, just like quick message to him. Just like he said, we're not farmers, but what if we were heading back from the first layer because we had traversed there to send produce.
That was sort of what I was going to go for, the whole tradesman thing. Like, Kesh'an, I'm going to need you to translate because he's speaking the other. He's speaking the language of devils. I speak the language. No, he's speaking the language of demons. I speak the language of devils.
Yeah, he's a demon cow.
Yeah,
of course.
Right.
He said,
So,
"You are."
Yeah.
You mean me? You?
I mean, it'll make sense for you to do the role, so I'll try to aid with advantage and be to give you advantage to be like, of course we're not farmers. We're the people who go and sell the goods up in the first layer.
Exactly. If the farmers had to go and deliver it themselves, then how would they be able to farm? So that's why we are the delivery men.
Yeah,
and women.
We've come to get some more
delivery then.
Yeah.
We usually sell to wholesales, and we deliver this ourselves. But This isn't a marketplace. This is the farm.
I know, but we've been asked specifically to come here by Shakef the Quiet. He's got specific crops he wants to get ahead of the game.
Raheem whispers to you and says, "Well, we have Haran's keystone." So...
Actually, yeah, that's what I meant. Haran. Sorry, getting my names mixed up. I've dealt with so many DAO recently, trading-wise. Yeah, I was recently sold from Shakef to Haran, and he has asked us to come and get specific goods.
Not only that, but surely you've heard of the performance that's gone on. They needed goods for the big performance.
Yeah.
I don't have much interest in performances, but I have heard.
I also do have a question for you. The whole leaf thing, is that on purpose, or is that just you been sitting here a while? Do you like the petals? I'm just trying to... I think it looks nice. I'm just curious.
He goes to like brush them away, and then as you say that they look nice, he stops his hand from going to them. He goes, "Oh, thanks. It's
So,
a part of just being in the orchards."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
so are we free to continue on our job then, or?
Well, he holds out his hand as you mentioned Haran. Actually,
Yeah, and we
he
share
says,
the keystone.
"No, it's odd. Haran hasn't bought from us before, but
Yeah, special
Anyway.
thing. He's celebrating because he's just won the performance, so needs us to get some special goods.
okay."
The
All right.
fair?
He looks over the keystone for a moment, and he actually taps it against his horn once or twice, and then hands it back to you, and says, "Well, we normally take appointments, but I can show you. I can show you to the master if you want to organize a transaction."
That would... I sort of... I look amongst the group for a moment, and I lean over to Raheem. Who's the master? Is that someone we'd be okay to deal with or not?
I think they're the Obidi the Scented, but I could be wrong. No, we're fine. We know the way. Say that to him.
Yeah, we know the way, and we don't want to take you away from your post. Plus,
Right.
and Karius says,
Well,
and because you're doing such a good job, he will, without even being let through, he'll give him 5 gold's worth of gems as like a,
Okay.
a little
Sure.
sweetener.
All right. He takes the gems and pockets them and heaves the door open for you. Once he's opened it, you actually see an explosion of color. There is actually, like you said, an orchard here with trees growing, but they don't seem to be normal life-looking trees. They seem to be growing at kind of polyhedral like angles. They're not natural kind of swirling branches. They seem to be kind of jagged and diagonal in shapes, almost like crystals have sort of reached up and formed into tree-like patterns, but they're not actually bark themselves. But nonetheless, they have this beautiful color, like gemstones and crystals, all across these branches. There seem to be fruit dangling from them with a sheen, like a reflective
Almost like
glass
a
like
coral or something, perhaps, but...
yeah. And you can see there are many slaves working and attending these. There are a couple of Dao right back at this large tower. They seem to be overlooking them. And as soon as he opens up the door, he sees the Dao turn to face the door, and he looks over and is spying down at you guys. And he sees that the Minotaur is letting you through, and then closes the door so you're not just breaching. And you start to see the Dao going down this tower on like a circular staircase, but he's heading down towards the base to get to you. But as soon as he goes down the stairs, he sort of breaks line of sight, and Raheem says, "Right, go time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
I pass. I think this is a good time to use the Ring of Spellstoring for Pass Without Trace.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant.
So-
Go.
I pop it.
All right, you pop it, and immediately you're sort of shrouded with a muffled silence, and you realize immediately as you're stepping through the ground of the orchard, your footprints leave no trace in the mud or soil.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of actually getting through this, I'd probably merge us in with the goings on, like the shrubbery and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a perfect use because I was literally just about to ask for a stealth check as you all duck out into the side through the orchard of these crystalline trees. And of course, you have plus 10 to the roll.
There's mine.
Excellent.
It's just
Woo!
annoying for disadvantage.
Okay.
I definitely need it because I have disadvantage.
And that one, and you outpace me.
33.
That's a 25.
Oh my lord. What happened?
That's a 25.
No, it's not. It's a 15 because you got plus 10 to it already, haven't you?
Nope.
No, plus 10 on
Oh,
top of
plus 10,
15.
plus 10.
Yeah, he's really good at
You've got
stealth. He
plus
just has
20.
disadvantage.
You've got plus 24 to stealth.
Yeah.
You rolled a 1 and got 25.
Yep.
But are you
Okay.
wearing the tap shoes?
Well, it's not even the tap shoes, it's my armor.
Oh, okay.
The reason I wear the tap shoes is because it makes no difference.
Right. Okay, got ya. Never
But
mind, ignore me.
at the moment, I'm wearing the stability boots anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
what I mean. That's why I was asking. But if it's your armor, then it doesn't make a difference.
Raheem's like, quick, this way. And he leads you past several trees, and he kind of gets much deeper into the thick orchard, so that even if he gets to the bottom of the tower, he's then got to look through the orchard itself as well to see which way you went. And he can't tell where that is because you leave no footprints. And Raheem is like looking around through the trees, trying to get to the place he's looking for. He's like, I better roll for him as well, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
All right. Stealth time. I mean, stealth
35.
time. 35. Okay, yeah, he's really good at that. No problem. Ducking in between trees. He's even avoiding the workers and the slaves who are like kind of double taking for a moment before you duck behind the tree line. And Yuck Mug as well is here. He's got proficiency. No, he's not a stealthy boy, but he is a dexy boy. And he got a natural 19. Okay, cool. I don't think there's going to be much chance of him spotting you with that pass without a trace. So, but he is a guard, so we'll give him a check. Yeah, no chance. So, the group stealth roll went flawlessly. You guys all huddled together, and though perhaps one or two workers spot you, they don't actually shout to alert the guards. Because Raheem's like putting his fingers to his lips. It might be the case that they think you guys are trying to get them out, but in any case, they don't alert the guards, and nor do the guards find you. Before long, Raheem finds the spot. There's this bowl in the earth. It clearly looks like someone's dug it out so that they could perhaps begin a new plot or a new farm. And you don't know how deep these seeds need to be planted. But in any case, he says, right, everyone in the bowl, one by one. Go,
Right.
roll.
So what's the thing for the next layer? Do we need a new key card or keystone?
Not for this one, no. You'll see.
Hi-ho! And I just jump.
Yeah.
This isn't the third region, just pointing out this is the second region, but we've bypassed the doors.
Hi-ho!
Yep.
Okay.
Away we
Jump
go.
off the horse.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if I'm still on the horse, then
Just like that's amazing if you did.
that's what I mean. Like, we did pass without a trace, so I assumed I was walking at this point. I wasn't still.
Yeah.
We're
Probably.
gliding.
You'd
If I'm
want to be
gliding,
low
then
to the
I won't-
ground anyway to go past the guard towers. In any case.
Either way,
Um,
I'm doing as I'm told.
Yep.
Yeah, you slide down the bowl, and at the bottom you see that there is a stone tunnel that leads down. It's almost like a well. And Raheem says, "This is what they found. I think they unintentionally dug up into into the third region, perhaps, or the second region, but I'm not sure.
You
In any
think
case,
or you know?
well, there's a secret tunnel they found.
Okay, but like secret tunnels don't always lead where you assume they're going to lead.
Well, I can tell you for certain
I love how like 4 of us all just went secret tunnel.
they can. I can certainly tell you it reaches the third region, but it's a bit of an odd one. You'll see when we get down there. I'm going to take you to the next map. That's the one.
About no surprises, and you let us know as we're going.
Sure.
Right, so we know what's coming and we can be prepared for it.
So if we're too prepared for it, won't that make it easier for Kesh'an, which might not test him properly?
How about we
Hey.
know, but Kesh'an doesn't?
We just need to get to the third region first and then we can worry about Kesh'an's test.
Well, each layer is a test.
I mean, I don't mind taking a detour and going through my test, so at least I go through it if you all want to bypass.
No, I mean, I'm good. I mean, if it strengthens you, it will strengthen us, and that's cool.
Alright, I'm going through the tunnel.
Yeah, we're going through the tunnel.
Okay, 1 second. I just gotta do the map things. So
That thing.
you get through this darkened well tunnel. You kind of again reverts gravity for a moment, but before long you don't even have a sense of what's up and down. Very cramped, very claustrophobic as you get through the circular tunnel. It's getting pitch black as well as you go deeper into the earth. You can see roots and vines of sorts pushing through the earth, and some of them you have to kind of move aside and break your way through. But
Good
up
jump on
ahead,
at the
you can
front
also
then if it's getting dark.
Yep, true. Yep. However, Eirina, there is actually a what looks to be a brazier that's set up on the wall, like a sconce. And in the sconce, there's a bowl ready to be ignited effectively. So it seems someone's come down here before, and Raheem spots it and says, "That wasn't here last time."
I'm going to reach up and touch it. Is it warm? Like it's been recently lit or is it cold?
It is recently warm.
Okay. But it's been put out.
Yes, you probably see, even as your eyes adjust, you can see that there is a little bit of smoke coming from it, just faintly.
Chinese whispers. I whisper to Raheem, who whispers to the next person. So it gets to the back of the line and it's nothing like how it started.
What do you say? There's
I say, okay, there's a light in the wall that's recently been put out. So there could be people down here.
by the time it gets to Raheem and he turns to you, Kesh'an, he says, "Oh goodness, apparently there's a white, one of those undead things."
That's dreadful. Karius,
Mhm.
there's a dragon ahead. Be careful. We have to lie down like mice.
Okay. You're only like 5 feet away from the sconce anyway. Maybe I misheard her. In any case, I've unpaused the game this time, so you should see what you can see. Sorry, Eirina, you get all the way down past that sconce, about 15 foot. You come up against a large wall. You can't go through the wall. But you push yourself up against it. You can have a little look and investigate, and just from even just your passive investigation, seems to be something odd about the vines and the roots on the wall. Like all of the other ones have been this kind of gradual growth. They're sticking out of the wall, pushing through the stonework. Here, they're all in a line going horizontally.
Are they kind of like interlinked?
No, it looks like they've been pulled and stretched. They're not like knotted or anything. They've actually just been yanked, and they've all kind of fallen in line with a horizontal movement. Yeah.
But there's like, is there actual wall behind it?
Yeah, you can pull apart some of the roots and see there is actually stonework right there. This you know what? I won't say anything. Raheem bites his tongue. I'm sure you're smart. You can work it out. I was told not to give away hints.
No, we asked you to tell us what was going on.
Oh,
Like, do I look like Kesh'an to you?
Yeah, just don't tell Kesh'an.
oh, in that case,
What's going on?
Raheem steps up. It might still be a bit rusty, but he tries to grab a hold of these vines and he starts pulling on them. It's budged. I need someone strong. And he's pulling on them sideways as well. He's not actually pulling down. He's pulling them, trying to pull them
Okay.
along the same path that they're going.
All right, considering Karius isn't here, I'm going to give this a go.
Okay. All right.
Which way am
Give
I
me an
pulling?
athletics check with advantage.
I'll give him my last bardic.
Okay, sure.
There you go. You can.
Okay. You're both pulling and tugging on these roots for what seems like
D10, yeah?
yes. Ooh, another
Yeah.
10?
Nice.
Damn. You're pulling on these for what feels like a good 3 minutes. Like, maybe it's this one. And he's like, puts his leg up against the wall, which is the one you've come down, and starts using it as leverage to like pull
I
this thing.
thought you said this was easy.
It's very, but it's stuck. I don't know how long it's been since I've been here. Probably years. And Eirina, you managed to get a clump of roots together, get your arm wrapped around them, and you're pulling it like you would like a tug-of-war rope. And after about 4 minutes of this, finally you hear a sort of a large round grinding sound, and it's suddenly becoming a lot easier to pull, like incredibly easy. In fact, you're not even pulling at all at this point. Raheem nonetheless is making this effort to like grab the roots and continue pulling and pulling. It's working. I still
God,
got
it's
it in
like
me.
hoisting the anchor.
All right, everyone, it should be opening now. Oops. In fact, yeah, here we go. So you hear this loud rumbling sound, and let me just change the map up real quick.
I can see the name on the token and I have concern.
Yeah.
You see Greg or a wait, which token?
Berserker.
Oh, great, cool. Well, in that case,
But that's metagaming, so...
yeah, I don't know why you can see that, to be honest. In any case, the grinding finally comes to a halt when the tunnel lines up with another tunnel beyond it. There you go. And there is light.
That trace, yeah?
Yes, you do. There is light coming from this other tunnel. You can see that there are snapped roots and vines over the floor, just where you pass the entrance.
Okay.
Yep.
If there's a light, and obviously we know that one of them further back has been extinguished, I'm going to get to like about here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go right down to the floor and kind of shuffle along to look around each corner.
Okay. You can hear before you see. There are voices, and you hear the voice probably say in Dwarvish, Or yeah, no, Dwarvish. You hear him
I
say,
speak Dwarvish.
you do, so you understand it when he says, round and round we go again. That grinding never gets old. Anyway, it's your turn, you big log. Come on. Oh, three of a kind. What? Really? Right, you. A full house. This time you hear the voice come back in Undercommon, but I don't know. Do you speak that? Not really. No. So but you do speak Elvish.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
So you hear someone say something, and then in Elvish, repeating the phrase, they literally say, "Full house." What? How? That's the second time in a row. You're not cheating me, are you? Just hear these voices continue, and as you look around, you can see that there are a trio of adventurous-looking types. They've got weapons and armor. They are sat around a stone slab table playing cards. There are a number of gold coins scattered in a pile. There seems to be a log with one person missing potentially, but nonetheless, there's a bedroll. You can see a adventuring pack, a chest, and a barrel. It seems like just general adventuring gear laid out. They don't necessarily spot you at first, even with all that grinding sound, which would normally alert someone. But it sounds to them like it's a normal occurrence. And the other way is a long dark tunnel, but you can see light flickering from the other side. And I think from here you can also see there does seem to be a barrel that's probably sloshing with water as the grinding sounds stop. So as it's come to a halt, you see a slosh of water and it spills and splashes to the ground.
I'm gonna turn back to the group and I'm gonna point to the direction that the voices are coming from, and I'm gonna indicate that there's 3 ? 4 because the missing seat, and then the other way I'm gonna just be like, it's dark.
In fact, you even see 4 bedrolls. Very clearly 4 bedrolls. But anyways, yeah. Okay, so Elias and everyone behind, you see Eirina gesturing this. What do you do?
So you've got left or right.
Do we want to speak to them?
That's why I'm asking left or right.
I smell murder.
I mean,
Hey, it's been a while since I've been able to have a fight. I'm joking.
Look how low
Have
your
you
health
seen
is.
your health?
You think that will stop me?
No, I don't, but have you seen your health?
I mean, if they
I see a challenge.
one thing we could do is they've got water, is I could offer to chill their water for them. I'm sure they'd appreciate it being cooled down. That could be a persuasion.
Sweat our way for.
So basically, I'm going to point towards the direction I'm facing, so right. And just basically raise your hand if you want to go right and talk to the people.
Would it
It would be
right?
your left.
It'd be left, wouldn't it?
It would be
Yeah,
your
I
left.
know, but I'm doing it as I'm looking at the map to save confusion, okay?
Okay, sure.
So if you want to talk to the people, raise your hand, basically.
Karius
And
will
if you
raise
want
his
to-
hand. He likes talking.
Okay. And it just means if we talk to the people and they're hostile, Kesh'an gets his fight.
Yeah.
Or we could go round the other direction and just be sneaky.
I mean, we do still have pass without trace up for an hour.
Have you seen my health?
This is why I am leaving you guys.
Yeah.
How about we just keep
Oh wait,
sneaking
the
then?
water's
Yeah,
going that way.
I'd
Yeah, let's
prefer
keep
to keep
sneaking.
sneaking.
And then if it comes to it, then we can try talking. But now let's see if sneaking benefits us.
Okay.
Oh, they do look menacing, to be fair. Now that
One
I've
has
seen
a
this.
skull above him.
Oh, it's a dead end.
Oh,
He's an elite. Okay, as you come around this way, you find it is a dead end. There are crates piled up and barrels and other sort of sackcloth, some sort of bags maybe. They're all. It looks like a storage room. However,
Crap.
as you enter and you're into the light, I know you're going stealthily. But you're kind of in a direct line of sight. Can you give me a stealth check with disadvantage, Eirina? Just you, because you're at the front. You still got +10 to this. Okay. And let me do this. Wow, natural one. Great. No. What's your passive perception, Eirina? 15. What's Elias's? 20. 11. Okay.
Yeah, my wisdom's not great.
There's a lot of dark shadows in this room behind the crates and such, but I'm gonna let you just. You know what? We'll make this contested. So, nope, you don't spot anything in here. You don't really. Well, sorry, or anyone. Sorry, I should say. You don't spot anyone in here, and you just see a bunch of storage stuff and crates. Looks like a dead end though.
Yeah, if it's a dead end, maybe we should have a look around before we decide to turn back.
could be an idea.
Okay.
A quick gander and then see if we can make our way through the other way. God, move Earth would be great right now. We could just go around these guys.
Like, we don't really want trouble, but like, if we've got to go past them, we've got to go past them. They might be friendly. You don't know.
Yes, friendly
maybe-
with a skull above their heads.
Maybe we could win our way through it. It sounded like they were playing some sort of game.
That was one of the things I was considering.
Okay, but do we have time to play a game of cards?
Do we have time to fight these guys?
No, that's why I'm hoping they'll just let us through.
I think we just need to try and persuade ourselves through. Whether it's like, I mean, the stuff in this room, does it look like rations and like just general supplies?
The crates are closed, but the bags do look like they would contain flour or rations. You can't see into the crates and barrels, so you're assuming on that front.
Let's. Are they nailed shut, or is it some? Are they like barrels and stuff that you can just open?
You would have to kind of go up to them and check.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna go up to
Okay.
like.
Okay.
This is a bit of a long shot, but I'm gonna look around the walls. And the vines in here as well, or is it just?
Yeah, there are definitely kind of roots bursting through the stonework down here.
Are there any in a
Um,
similar pattern to the ones we found earlier or not?
No, not at first glance. No,
Are you
they're just
looking?
sort of around.
Are you looking for a
Um,
secret?
Okay, I'm gonna say though, as soon as Elias checks one of these crates by lifting up the lid, you actually hear the sound of a trigger like being cocked, and you hear the voice of someone in this room say, "I wouldn't lift that lid another inch if I were you. Back away slowly." That doesn't look like you're backing away. That looks like you're getting closer to Baxi.
Oh, I just wanted to see who was speaking. We didn't mean to intrude.
You can look around, making a perception check if you want.
Yeah.
They're pretty well hidden.
Uh,
I'm not good at these, but let's go for it. Never mind.
Okay, Elias.
fuck. Oof.
Yeah, Kesh'an, you just realized you stepped in that puddle and you're looking down at your soggy, furry foot. It's very uncomfortable. Elias, natural 20, you can see straight through this set of boxes here. There is a crossbow aimed and loaded right at you with the point glinting in the flickering flame, and behind that there is a pair of sharp elven ears. Her skin is dark to hide in the shadows, but her hair gives her away. It is a stark white,
Listen,
and she is looking right at you.
if you just heard us talking, we said we don't want any trouble. We don't want to fight you guys.
Who are you?
We are just simple travelers trying to get through this area. Nothing more.
You hear her whistle, and you hear the other two behind you, Karius. Oh, what is it? Ugh.
Karius
You
will
hear-
position himself here and go, "Evening, chaps." And this one looks like
Whoa.
a dwarf, right?
He is, yeah.
So he
He's
will
armed.
address him in dwarvish. "Evening."
Oh, whoa. Well, good day. There's a lot of you down here, right?
Yeah, we're just looking to get through, and we didn't want to disturb you, so we thought we'd try to go through the other side, but obviously that's a dead end, so just wanted to see if we could go through.
You see, he's got one hand on a flail by his side, but he doesn't draw it. Meanwhile, the other two seem a lot more jumpy than he is. He seems to be quite quite calm and collected, but the male drow behind him on the table immediately draws like 2 sets of daggers, and also he's got a longbow attached to his back, but he just pulls out the quickest thing. Meanwhile, the other larger humanoid, he brandishes a great axe, and he's like beginning to charge forward. He like almost tips the table over, and you hear the Duragard turn around, and he says, "Whoa, easy boys! They're travelers, didn't you hear?" Ooh.
Strange question. I don't suppose any of you are good at magic.
We'll get to that in a minute. I can't even hear who's talking, but
I was talking
sorry
to this
for
one.
sorry for my companions here. They're a little bit jumpy. We
Oh.
don't really see anyone come down here, you know.
Oh, I completely get it. I mean, if I was, sitting around playing cards and suddenly you just see this mysterious group of people that you weren't expecting just there, of course you're going to be a
Right.
bit jumpy.
On account of it being a secret tunnel and all.
Yeah, we.
This was a secret then?
It was very
Oh.
secret, but well, it was apparently not anymore.
Well,
Begs the question: just how did you find that tunnel? Raheem is up against the wall now.
I'm not going to mention Raheem and being like, well,
You recognize
we were dealing with some of the Dow up top, and one of them had some maps, and it showed this tunnel on it.
A bloody dough, am I right?
Oh, bloody hell, yeah. I mean, honestly, particularly that, what's her name? The Truthful, honestly. About as truthful as, I don't know,
So,
Faye, I guess.
so let me get this straight. You're like escapees. You are not slaves anymore.
Yeah, basically, we're just looking to get a bit deeper. We've got
Oh, are you now?
yeah.
So we.
Well,
I guess
then
that
maybe
makes
we can
us
help
friends.
each other.
See, look, this is why I tell them every time these guys get jumpy and draw weapons. You can talk it out. There's
Exactly.
benefits to be had with many friends, and right, come in.
Yeah, and Karius will walk in and just be like,
Can I just quickly, like,
Insight.
is this person actually, like, happy to see her? Is this kind of like a, oh yeah, you can come on in?
You can roll an insight, Kesh'an.
I want to see if I can see the skull above his head.
I don't know why that's there. Trying to wave it away.
I'm really glad that the Dwarga is the one that's the friendly one, or seemingly friendly, because I have advantage on persuasion with him.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, he does seem to be the one in charge, and he doesn't seem to be jumpy or anything. He's quite calm, but he offers you a seat to sit down, and he's very armored up. Maybe that's why he's kind of feeling safe, because he is very armored. Kesh'an with a 13, you get that he's coming across as friendly and quite cooperative. It's the other two that kind of give you the heebie-jeebies. Like, they drew weapons, expecting a fight. He sees perhaps maybe a different path.
I'll just kind of crouch down in front of the half elf and just say, "Are you going to come out as well and
You
join
see
us?"
her pick up the crossbow, and she still has it by the hip, aimed in your direction. She says, sure, why not? The more the merrier.
So,
It's kind of
She
gesture
says,
forward.
quite
guys-
obviously sarcastically, and she says, no, after you.
Oh, very well.
I was thinking, as a way of sort of an apology for disturbing you. You've obviously got a barrel full of water in there. Not sure if this is something any of you are capable of, but I could cool it down, make it almost as if it came fresh out of a mountain spring sort of thing. If you wanted.
Right. Not bad. Sure, why not? Let's have some chilled beverages.
In fact, in the case of this, actually, because it's shape water, which apparently can freeze it at least, so he'll just freeze bits of it, so there's like ice cubes floating in it to cool it down.
Nice.
And just for the hell of it, I'm going to have the ice cubes in the shape of each of like these guys' faces, just as there's a little extra thing. Specialty.
Touching. So, introduce yourselves.
Oh yeah, I'm Karius. I sort of look to the others. Do you want me to do the introductions, or are you introducing yourselves?
I'm Kesh'an.
Yep. You'll probably hear tales of Kesh'an in the days to come if you stay in the Earth plane or the material for any length of time.
Oh, right. And he kind of gestures to the next.
Elias.
All right.
Look, do I read?
I mean, you can call me Eirina.
Eirina. No. Yes.
No, I'm not sure. Has Andi not followed us? Because she still seems to be up in the hall.
You've got to remember, I'm doing the leaving of the tokens for Andi, so
Yeah,
she
I
would
just
have followed. Yes.
Yeah,
but...
I was just checking that she hadn't kept behind for some reason.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
no,
one by
she's
one,
following.
you introduce yourselves, and by the way, at this point, Raheem, he's probably got his like hood over his head and trying to like go unnoticed, but he does finally come around to him after, Yuckmug says, "Hey, Yuckmug, Goblin trying to get back down to my tribe," and then he says, "And you, my friend, what's your name?" And Raheem just looks to the side, like he just pulls the hood away, trying to like hide his face.
Sorry, I have a question. We met someone like you on the surface, but they'd been down here before.
Uh-huh.
What was his name? The
Yeah, the mad one.
Yeah.
And I
Long time
describe him. I can't remember his name.
Don't know him. There's a lot of Duragar.
No, it was just an off chance. I just if you knew him, I wanted to let you know he's okay, he's safe, and
So, how often do you use this secret tunnel? And how long have you been here?
We've been at a while. Ever since a friend of ours told us about it. And he looks again over towards Raheem.
So is this like your home base, or are you heading somewhere?
Oh, we've got like this is our like home base, but it's only temporary. We do want to get the hell out of here, but thought we'd make make ourselves comfortable while
you
we
like-
figure out how to get deeper. You see, there's a few of these doors and chambers. They're pretty well fortified. I can show you if you like. We're stuck with this sort of combination.
I mean, we're trying to get through as quickly as possible. So the sooner you show us where we're going, the sooner we can try and
will
get through.
help. Also, I
Come right
realise
this
we've
way.
introduced ourselves. You haven't introduced
Ah.
yourselves.
How rude of me. Right. I'm Brabros. And these here are
Sorry, Brob
Like-
Ross.
Bradros.
I mean, if you made the hair curly and shortened the beard a bit.
And these are my happy little accidents.
True. Bradros is his name, and then the other he introduces as this is Tazanin. He gestures to the male drow, and that one there, we just call him the Brute because he doesn't really have much of a name, or that's how I see it anyway. And over there, well, I've been told to call her Lady, Lady Cals, isn't it?
Huh.
And she raises her eyebrow.
So, do you guys by chance have any means of dispelling magic?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well,
Moving
but-
quickly then.
show us these things, and maybe we can work out how to get through it, I guess.
Sure.
Also,
That might
I
just-
do like what you've done with your base. It's quite well set up. Always good to be comfortable. And
Aye. This is what we're stuck with. You see, these are like pressure plates. Each one of them has this, I don't know, combination of them.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't know why the door's open. That shouldn't be right. Hold on.
Someone's been through.
Sounds like
the
you
door's
haven't
open.
even got a problem.
It's open all this time. No, let me just check to see if I
We
can.
were looking how to lock it.
There
Oh.
we go.
That's changed.
No,
I'm in
that
the
was
wall.
the wrong one.
I'm in the
No,
wall.
wrong one. Hold on.
Where am I? Oh, I knew the airplane was going to be trippy, but
I'm not safe. Oh, it's even worse.
Oh, calm down. Should be fixed now.
Oh, I'm stuck.
Okay. My Foundry has suddenly decided it wanted to freeze. So
Oh yeah, it'll do that.
Yeah.
And let it
my-
don't
my
tap
screen.
anything. It takes a while to update. Anyway, nonetheless, you see a massive, large stone door. It looks very heavy and very fortified. There's no seams. There's no lock.
Is there any
And-
inscriptions, any riddles, any?
Nope, nothing. I would have probably given a crack at it if it were a riddle. But these they've just got some security combination.
you tried anything specific to?
Aye, I've tried a few combinations. However, it locks you out after you've tried too many times.
And then you have to
And
wait
then
a
you
certain
gotta-
amount of time.
I sent a
And then you gotta
message
go through
to
customer service. Yeah, it just locks you out.
send a message to whoever has the stone because there were actual markings on it like this.
What are you doing with your pointy finger there?
Just you know, counting things in my head, trying to figure it out.
Oh, all right.
But yeah. So who had that to look at it?
I want to say I've got that still.
You
Karius has got it.
Yeah, because there was digits on it just like this, 4 of
Yeah.
them.
that'll be in the handouts, won't it? So that we can see somewhere, I would imagine.
I just changed the permissions of it.
Around
It's twice now.
Keystone, yeah. Okay, yep. So there's a 3, a 4, a 1, and a 6.
So I'll step on 1 because I'm number 1.
Well, I'm wondering if, looking at this, I'm wondering if it should be read top to bottom, so 3, 4, 1, 6.
Yeah, let's do that. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll try.
Okay.
I've got an idea, and we'll try 3, 4, 1, 6 as the first combination.
Okay. All right. I'm guessing you have to pull out the keystone as well to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
look at it. Okay. He
Karius
does
has
eye
a-
it over. Being a dwarf, he has
Yeah.
clearly got a keen eye for stonework.
Yeah, we got this from, well, some trouble with some Dow up top. So
Okay.
And the fact
As soon as you enter into enter in that combination exactly, you start to hear an incredibly loud grinding noise. This time, like deeper in, the same way you heard it before. And he looks at you and goes, "Really? You not only are you just random travelers who stumble upon our secret hideout, but you just also happen to have the combination. That is grand.
To be
that
fair,
is."
we're fairly intelligent people.
yeah, Karius is just like,
are we? Yeah, I am actually.
Karius is
I
like,
am. I'm a scholar, thank you.
yeah, Karius is like, sometimes it's not even about what you know or who you know. It's about having the right thing at the right time, and in this case, the right product was the key.
Yeah, put it this way, Lady Luck is on our side.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a deafening grinding noise that it's pretty deafening for the first part. So give me a moment while I rotate this. Oh, you can see the wall and the door opening up. And let me just check this combination. Now we'll keep going a little bit more.
I'm still frozen though.
It will freeze just due to how much is being moved right now. So I'm not just rotating the map, I'm rotating about 5,000 walls in addition to that. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay.
Well, that's at least
I'm-
opened something. I don't know if it'll lead all the way through, but might work.
All right. Good job, everyone. Yeah, he starts like clapping. He says, "Come on, give him a round of applause here." He just gestures to the other three.
Am I getting vibes that they're gonna turn on us at any moment?
Probably.
As soon as Raheem's trying to get through, it's probably about right here, where the Durgar grabs a hold of the hood and pulls it back. And yes,
Is he
I
tall
would
enough?
call for initiative right now, because as soon as he does, he draws his flail and goes, oi, oi, Raheem. And he recognizes them. Thanks for getting the door open for us.
And Karius is like, and I thought we were friends.
Didn't you want to travel together? I mean, this can be peaceful.
Also, I didn't. Isn't your name Jamal? Did you lie to us? I say to Raheem.
They know who I am. I know them. These guys are sorry, I got you into more trouble.
To
We
be
don't
honest,
have to deal with
to be
this
honest,
now.
it was going to
This
be
is-
a last-ditch attempt and pretend you were Raheem's twin brother, but
I didn't know they were here.
But this-
Although I sent them here, I guess.
right.
This doesn't have to happen here. This is another situation. Let's just get through this, and then you can either talk it out or whatever. But let's just get out of here. This
I'm
doesn't
afraid-
have to go ugly.
Why do I have permissions on the
what?
Berserker to roll its initiative? I'm really curious on that.
Oh, really? Did it? Random.
Me-
I think you've got permissions on Berserker somehow, I think.
It's probably from the silver thing that we can use, that Llewellyn has.
Yeah.
You guys really want to have a fight before actually making it through the door. You don't actually want to make it through, do you? Is that what's happening?
What? No, the door is what we've been. The door's been a royal pain in our ass.
You want to
Then-
But
die.
we just open for us.
You want to die before you even make it through. Can we not just do this peacefully?
Then just come with us. We're not going to
What
stop
is
you
the
going
point in
through the
fighting?
door.
Oh, okay. You seem to be a little confused. We're not trying to escape. We've got a little bit of an operation down here.
Let me guess, you want to steal from the bottom layer?
That sounds like a suicide mission. No,
I mean,
we're quite
it, I
comfortable
mean,
here.
it would be if the Great Khan wasn't dead.
Thanks for the news update. And
But
Harry.
listen, your business down here is your business. Our business down here is our business. How about we both go through the door, and then we both go in our own separate ways? This doesn't have to end in a fight. This can be peaceful. I don't know why you're drawing swords and things when we just gave you what you want. This has no loss in our value, so why
So you
does
seem
it
to
have
be-
to be like this?
Well, you seem to be carrying a lot of valuables on you, for one.
There's people carrying loads of riches in the first layer. Why don't you just go back there? There's plenty of people there.
And get caught by the Dow? I don't think so.
Then go further in. That you're not very smart criminals if you're picking fights with people you haven't even observed for a second. You don't know
Further
who
in.
we are. You don't know what we're capable of. Sure, we don't know who you are. You could be a perfectly good ally to us, as us to you. But here you are drawing swords at the first second of greed.
And you're
That makes no sense.
and you're
even
also
to a thief.
Yeah, and you're also assuming that the door being open is the only puzzle that needs to be solved. Surely, if you want to get through this secret tunnel, we should all work together to get through for the benefit of everyone.
I've seen these tunnels already. I know what lies down in here.
Clearly you don't when you couldn't even get through a simple door. I
You
know
think
the way through these tunnels. And if you
Do you
want to
think this
get
is
through,
the only door that shows itself?
all
No.
I'm saying is you're more than welcome to come with us. But I'm not going to fight you. And Kesh'an is going to turn and start walking through the door.
He has still got a hold of Raheem here. It's not letting go of him.
Just think of it this way. You probably have a lot of valuables on you, and we didn't try and kill you and take your valuables, so why do the same to us?
Just
I'm going to ask Kesh'an first of all to also give me a persuasion check.
What was Andi going to say? Just
I just said
beforehand?
it's just rude.
Yeah.
It's very rude.
My thing keeps on freezing. I
No.
don't know if that's the same with everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
If you could bear with me one moment, I have my dice.
Nice.
I can roll for you if you wanted, Kesh'an.
Oh, but I like my dice.
I'm just saying it's up to you, either roll the dice or...
You can refresh, by the way. The map hasn't moved or changed in a while.
That's no worries. I'm refreshing as we speak.
But
that's
it's only
concerning
when I move
dice.
the map is when it happens. But he talks to Raheem whilst you can roll that, and he says, "Been a while since I've seen you." And he says, I take it you found the secret entrance I told you about. I thought you'd go straight through. Why you say you have an operation here? What kind? Maybe we can help." Depends how much have you got on you, Raheem? You don't look like you've lived a good life.
He's got these really lovely ankle bracelets. If you can get them off, you can have them.
I see. You got captured again. I told you should have stuck with us.
Oh, amazing.
These guys are old friends of mine when I had to make friends, but I made frenemies instead, it seems. I got them off my back when I told them about the secret entrance. And they could find all the riches they wanted in deeper levels. Aye, but you didn't tell us how you can't breathe down in those deeper levels. So, I don't know if you're trying to get us killed. Either way, we're here.
Persuasion. Do I have any advantage if people are talking?
It is, but it's also disadvantaged because they're actively starting combat with
Gotcha.
you. So it's kind of flattened out in a weird way.
7.
Yeah. So now you're very moving, but I'm afraid it just doesn't quite work that way. There's a good chance that there's a good chance that you backstab us as well.
No, we really don't have time
We really,
to be doing stuff like that. We need to keep moving.
we really don't
Because, of
have.
course, the longer you keep us here, the more likely that whoever is following us is going to find us and find you. So the sooner you let us go and be on our way, the sooner they won't come poking their nose in this area.
And I think that's the reason right there that gives them enough to actually open an attack, because they turn and he says, just before he swings around a flail, he says, "Oh great, you're being chased. That must mean there's a bounty on you." And I'm gonna say
really
he swings
not.
the flail towards you. Raheem is ready for it though, and I'm gonna say we might have to end here because it's like almost 10. Oh sorry, it is almost 10. They are gonna start combat 100%. They had it planned initially. Nothing, no way of talking out of it seems to stop them. You tried, but I mean, Raheem is like, these guys are just assholes. I say kick him in the nuts and run. But it would be Raheem first. We can do some round of combat.
Yeah.
I don't know how far we'll get, but
as
you
it,
might want to roll initiative.
yeah, as it comes to Raheem, I sort of look to him and say, "I've got something in my pocket for you." To Raheem.
Hey.
Okay.
I do, because as a rogue, as well, I don't know if he has the rogue levels, but he's clearly good at that sort of thing. I have some of the dry oasis poison on me, so and he can probably. I have poison from the dry oasis.
Oh, are you talking about the one?
Isn't it the Leonardo da Vinci poison?
No, I've got the one that we specifically from the dry oasis, the one they were trying to stab me with and stab Kesh'an with to knock us unconscious.
Oh,
that stuff. Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which probably won't work on the Dwarga, but the other guy,
right,
maybe.
exactly.
Let's get to killing then.
If you say that before his turn begins, then he will. You can reach out to him and hand it to him, and then he'll just quickly. He actually has, believe it or not, got fast hands, and he will apply the poison immediately and stab it right into the berserker behind him, who's the brute who's going for some sort of slash. He's going to strike out with a rapier. Hits him, and is it a con save? Yeah. Oh my god.
He nat 20, so it doesn't matter. But it was worth a shot.
It seems like this guy's blood was boiling already. Oh, right. Well, that didn't work. But he's going to add a sneak attack as he swishes the rapier upwards and slices across his front.
Ooh.
Yeah. And says, "Come on, you know you're no match. Not now I'm armed, at least." And lastly, he will use. No, I think that's it. That's him. Actually, he has got an offhand.
But didn't he use his bonus action to apply the poison?
Yep, you're true. Never mind. All right. Okay, it's Eirina's go. Also, message you, Kesh'an.
Okay.
Okay, this is so stupid. But we've got 2 drow down here and a dwarf that lives in the mountains. I'm going to assume light affects their eyes poorly. Investiture flame.
Okay.
So I just go.
All right.
And
Explode.
this guy up in the top left, this guy, the berserker, and the dwarga guy, they need to make saving throws.
Dex saves.
Because they're within 5 feet of me. I need to check before you do it though. Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Where am I? Oh, where is it? There it is. So any creature that moves within 5 feet of you for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there takes 1d10 of fire damage.
That's not now. That's
Yeah, no, that's why I was checking because I wasn't sure.
the other thing you can do is the action to do a 15-foot line.
Yeah, but isn't it an action for me to ignite myself?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's one action to ignite, and then you use subsequent actions to burn up everyone.
And then I am going to bonus action Hexblade's Curse on the one that's good at hiding that's back here.
Okay. All right. Explains curse on them. Sure.
Because they are going to be tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, they will. I'm not gonna lie, they will be. All right. We'll put that on there just so it looks like a curse. Okay. Anything else?
I believe that's all I can do right now.
All right, Elias.
Simple turn. 5, 10, 15. Bop, bop, bop. Da-da-da. Oh, did it? No, it's not set. Charisma saves.
Yeah.
I thought if I targeted them, it would actually do it.
I think that's the old Bane. Probably need to drag a new Bane on your sheet. Yeah. It works on the drow. Probably works on the
Fail.
yeah. And Inquisitor. Wow.
Fail.
Wow. I'm surprised.
13.
Why does he have
Duh.
a minus 1d4 already?
Yep.
Yep.
Minus D4s. Oh, what's that? Let me.
Yeah, why did he have a minus default already? Oh, because he's already got that. That's what the skull is, isn't it? Hey, how did he get Bane?
Rebend.
That's bizarre. He's already Bane. You can't Bane me.
I'm always baned.
I've been living with Bane my entire life.
He was born in the dark, raised by it.
Alright, sweet. So, they got minus equals.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. That's your go, Karius.
Doop, doop. Karius just goes. Just like, I really thought we could get along, but it seems like that's not the case, so you've left me thunderstruck and I'm going to lightning bolt.
Oh god. Okay. Yikes. So Durgoth fails. The Berserker is not rolling, probably because he's a friend. I have no idea. He fails even with a minus 2/4 as well.
Yeah, I'm just checking if the damage is right. 3, 5, 10, 13. Yeah, it's done there. We rolled the ones to be 2s.
Okay.
So they take 21 lightning damage.
Nice. Ouch. Those Berserk is looking very bloodied already. The lightning coursing through his body.
Okay, and then I could do this. Do I want to go more all out? I'm just deciding if I just want to try to finish this a bit quicker. Actually, I've got reach, so yeah. So I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points and swing at the Inquisitor with a booming blade.
Okay.
So if
Nice.
he moves, he will take an extra 3d8 thunder damage. And I think that also, because I'm reading the spell, so yeah, so I'd have to make a normal attack to see if it hits. So let me make that attack on him.
Yeah.
So the actual attack missed, so he doesn't take any of the
Yep.
effects. Shame.
He's quite armored up as well,
Yeah.
you can tell. Alright.
Ah, I should have gone for shocking grasp. That would have made more sense. But
Do that damage. Alright. As soon as you finish flying your glaive in his face, you see a bolt coming straight towards you, and you duck your head out of the way in time. Did you actually move away from him?
Yeah. Though because that was going to be Karius' thing, like strike and then moves to encourage him to follow after to get the booming blade. But he failed on the booming blade, but he had the movement, so maybe that is why it missed.
Yeah, it also misses because I've been doing this as he was talking. He was preparing this. As you,
God.
as you realize he is actually in the process of enlarging, and you see this hulked out Duragar, just his armor now towers above you, Kesh'an, looking down. Okay. Anyway, this Drow is also going to aim another shot at Eirina, because she's also burst into flames. Pretty dangerous looking. Wow, my rolls. That's so bad.
To be fair, they don't like light, and I am literally on fire right now.
It is. Yeah, it is something. It's sunlight that they really hate, but nonetheless, there's probably some degree.
Is sunlight not fire?
Nope. Anyway, she moves around the corner and starts to reload, and that's her go. It is Andy's go.
I mean, she's kind of pissed off with these guys. She didn't really want to fight them. So I'm guessing the one behind her is nasty. So she's going bonus action disengage, cast greater invisibility on herself, and she's going to start heading towards the door.
Okay.
She's just going to scream, "You fucking morons!" before, she changes and disappears.
You can get all that way.
Stop waggling your things and just move.
Alright. So he just swings out with a short sword, like, oh! And instead focuses his attack.
And I will point out, I do need to go to bed now because I'm very, very tired. So
That's all right.
I'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Cool.
Bye for
We'll
now.
go and then end tonight. But just get to the bottom of initiative. So this assassin is clearly flaming Eirina is a much bigger threat. She's just gonna swing at you instead. And it's the wrong one. Okay.
Great.
I'm rolling bad. So yeah, the flames again, seemingly warding off this guy, and he didn't want to stand here either, really. So he's gonna make one more attack. That one hits. I need you to make a con save. Oh yeah, 22 to hit. Can you make con save for me? Or... Nice. So that poison damage we're gonna halve. It was 20, so we're gonna give you back 10 HP. As you manage to resist the burning sensation rushing through your veins, as you notice his short sword is dripping with poison. After that, the guy's gonna you know what? He actually hasn't got disengage. He hasn't got it as an assassin. So instead, he would take how much damage from ending its turn? 5, was it?
He takes 1d10 of damage.
Okay, you can roll that.
And
Alright. He starts getting burnt up.
And he also takes a candlewick
Cool.
point.
You spark him. Alright. Your flames are licking at his skin, scorching it. It's Kesh'an's go.
Cool. So Kesh'an's going to kind of reel back, looking like he's going for a good old Superman punch up at the Duergar. As he reaches it into his bag, and as he comes up for the punch, he releases this teeny tiny little ball. And Kesh'an says, "Don't fuck with the Kiasters," as the ball hits the Duergar in the face and explodes with smoke.
Okay.
I should mention beforehand, I take note of everyone else in the room. In other words, Rahim and Eirina and Jugma.
Fine. So, if you click that from your sheet, it should have a template to be placed. I'd like you to place it wherever you like on the map. This is going to be so good.
So it's gonna
Place
be
treasure.
about. It's gonna be about here.
my God.
And
Sound effects,
Kesh'an is going to use his. Is that
Probably
an
that one.
object action?
It says a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action, cool. So Kesh'an uses his action to dash and feline agility to sprint in and out, dragging Rahim, Eirina, and Jugmug out.
Did you hear the sound effect as well?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I did.
Oh,
Yes.
if you have Foundry turned on, you'll actually hear it.
Was
But
it just
still,
"Ah."
No, it's like
Oh, that's cool.
Firework.
Also, you can drag Eirina, definitely. Well, anyone in there if you want, but you can only drag one person, and it will mean you're at half movement. So, I mean, oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to go back and forth, back and forth.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
So I have 150 feet of movement. I did the working out. If I got everyone in the room, I'd do 205. That was including Karius when he was deep in the room.
that's
wanted
what
to
all
say
those
Novella.
random measurements were at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is someone measuring?
So
where are you dragging him to? Just all the way.
just into
Kesh'an
this
literally
hallway.
has the zoomies.
Yeah, Kesh'an gets full-on zoomies, and once we're all on this side of the door, I want to see if there's a release to this on our side.
Okay, yeah. That's not a bad shout. Where's the other one? Am I even?
Chipmunk's over here.
Let's see. Oh no, he's already made it. He
Oh,
slipped
okay.
through between your legs, it seemed. All right. So, and then you come onto the other side here, and you're looking for a release. Okay. Okay. Give me a investigation check.
Fuck me, sideways.
There is. You can't see it. But you have got everyone out of the danger zone, and they're all coughing and sputtering like, after them. But yeah, you don't see anything, but you managed to pull off a great escape here. All right, nice. So that totally changes up their turn. This is heavily obscured as well, so you could actually move out and not take attacks of opportunity the whole time. Pretty
It
cool.
did say, to be fair, that if you press the wrong pressure pad, the door goes up or the door locks.
Yeah.
So maybe you just need someone to press the wrong pressure pad, like maybe a tackler or.
Or maybe if they accidentally stumble forward.
That's a fair point. This guy is huge. He may stumble forward and hit the door pads. Not
He also
knowing we're
doesn't
all
know
out there.
He doesn't know necessarily that you're no longer there.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think what he would do because now he's completely blind.
I assume Karius isn't like actually in the door.
Karius is on. He's in the middle of it technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's standing on where the door would be, so he could either get shoved either one. You know what? He's got to move forward. First of all, what the heck is that?
Sorry, I was trying to change something in my fucking character sheet and I all of a sudden hit everyone. I'm sorry.
Everyone, like the 100-handed one from Legends. Okay, let's ignore that. I'm gonna give him a D8. This is to determine what the hell he's moving in. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, well he can't go into a wall. So he actually just moves straight down as the nearest movement, which is kind of makes sense. He's kind of pushing out of the smoke, trying to see what's going on, and he does spot you, Karius, out of the smoke. Just now squeeze to get to you. Oh, that's going to use his movement together.
Yeah.
And you're the only one he can see, so he's just going to bring around this massive flail that's enlarged with him, and swings it straight for your head. Also,
He is a big guy, though. Does he by chance hit the bottom pressure pad? He's huge.
He's moved down first. If he'd have moved diagonally, there would have been a chance. But he's going to move down out of the smoke, so he sees that now as he moves around. Okay. Anyway, let's just get through this because I know people gotta go. Just checking something else. Oh yeah, that's right. The flail lights up with a flash of light just before it impacted you. See what happened. Okay.
Just gonna grab another drink.
And he misses.
Miss. Plus Bane, right?
Yep, it's the -1.
I've done it.
Done it.
Damn, if it wasn't for that Bane! Alright, we'll swing again. This time, pulling the flail back and trying to whip it across the back of your head. Nope. It just cracks. It would have cracked your horn, but there's a missing horn there.
Yeah, it's just like. Karius is just like.
Alright. A whole lot of misses this turn. Jutmug is up next, and he wanted to get him out. So I don't think he wants to go back in. That'd be stupid. The Berserker, he's flailing around. There's a much higher chance that he just. There's a much higher chance he fucks up. Well, he can't go up, so the next movement he goes is straight down. He's bumping into his Duragar friend. I'm gonna roll again. He's like a Roomba. Just keeps going. He goes this way. He makes it out of the smoke safely without touching the plate. Okay. James looks defeated. Jamey looks defeated even. Let me see if he's used off of this movement. No, he hasn't.
Then he's going to go back in.
He can't get to Karius, really. Ideally.
Karius is just like.
I thought we had him surrounded. He just swings wildly, I guess, trying to hit something in the smoke.
Yeah.
But he can't hit anything, so he completely wastes his turn. Really.
Yeah. We're like smoke.
That's it.
We're never where you expect us to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I think either we end here or
For the sake of expedience, are you going to get Tackler to bop the thing?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna basically shatter these. I was gonna shocking grasp him so I can move away because I'd have advantage due to his armor.
And I'm happy to skip to get to Karius.
Well, we're gonna hold it, I think, just because it's a nice little cliffhanger, and we're at the top of the round, and
Okay.
we'll play it by ear each time. So, okay, cool. There we go. We're already deep into the second layer, and hope you guys had fun. And we'll
Hell
do
yeah.
this next Friday.
But
It's the 8th.
don't forget to join us on Sunday for Wild Beyond the Witchlight with the carnival cards, and see how that goes as we continue our journeys.
I just looked at my camera. How dark it is. I forgot to turn my light on. Oops.
All right.
All right.
But bye bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.